Well, this is a big one at Warwick Farm. It's the Group 2 San Domenico Stakes, 1,000 metres. It brings to...
Mark, he's at 5 to 4 on the tote. I haven't got my money on him. I can't be a hypocrite, but I hope he wins for you. Show County is at 5 to 4 on, 14 Paris Opera, 14 Stylish Century, Patronise, I've backed him. I think he's good odds 3 to 1. Clearly the danger is the favourite, but I think Patronise...
in the San Domenico. Crusade King is fidgety, the gates open and slow to move, Light Before Dawn and Crusade King, and Charles County is first out, but Show County speeding through has burnt him off quickly, but Patronise is going to go with him. Show County took a while to head off Patronise at the end of the last is Vain Promise as they turn the corner. Show County and Patronise have come away from Strasbrook, and then Charles County, Stylish Century can't keep up as they turn the corner where Show County just led. Patronise is claiming him now. Strasbrook on the outside is running a big race. None of the others a hope. Patronise having a battle to get to Show County. Beedman's pulled the whip on Patronise. Show County's about a neck in front. Patronise can't get him. Strasbrook is running on boldly, but Show County beats off Patronise, and the little colt Show County is drawing away on the line under hands and heels, riding to win the San Domenico. Patronise second, Charles County third. Close up, Krakenback flashing home. So was Vain Promise, and then Stylish Century, who never got in the race, followed by Patronise.
For the San Domenico Stakes over 1,000 metres. First, Show County number 1, Patronise number 4 was second, and Charles County number 8 third. 1-8.
The country on Saturday, Show County scored a nice first up win in New South Wales, and Vo Rogue had its first start for the season up in Queensland. Now, Vo Rogue was in a race of 1,000 metres, which was considered much too short for it, but in the pre-post betting it was 5 to 1 on. It blew out in the betting to 11 to 8 on, and here's the last 400 or 500 metres of the race.
Lad leading by 2 on Newington, but 6 to Rudy Red. Another length and a half to Vo Rogue, starting to be niggled at now by Smallies, going forward on the outside, and Hopeton Star last of all. Well, can he catch this leader? They straighten up, 350 metres to go. Mayflower Lad a length and a half in front. In second place, Newington Butts. 5 lengths to Vo Rogue on the outside of Rudy Red, and Small's gone for the whip on the champ, and he's starting to wind up now. It's Mayflower Lad in front of Newington Butts. Here he comes on the outside. The crowd's starting to roar for him. Can he get them? Can he what? Vo Rogue raced straight past Newington Butts, and he's bolted in. Vo Rogue by a length. Newington Butts second.
Well, he's won by a length at the finish, but you wouldn't want to be on him with counterfeit Frank Coins, would you, coming around the turn?
I think the bookies were having the last laugh when they allowed him to drift out to 11 to 8 on at about 200 metres from home. He wasn't in the race. He's got a massive future coming into this campaign now.
Senior New South Wales jockeys this week voted to continue their strike against the racing club's refusal to pay jockeys an insurance fee of $2.70 per ride. Apprentices have acted as stand-in jockeys today. But to race 3 now, and the Group 3 up-and-coming stakes. The track was slow, and the favourite Patronise at 6 to 4.
Between the men getting it, and Show County headed up. Patronise is coming at it in a hurry. Charles County feeling the pinches dropping off, and Strasbrook putting in a run, and then Vain Promise. Patronise takes the lead away from Show County inside the 200, a length and a half clear of Show County, who has nothing left at the moment, and Strasbrook is rattling home well down the outside, but it's all Patronise, and Patronise has beaten Strasbrook, Stylish Century maybe, or the other one, Strasbrook.
So the favourite Patronise a clear win at 6 to 4 ahead of Stylish Century and Strasbrook at 8.
The horse today is being ridden by an apprentice jockey, with the senior riders' strike continuing. And there's a Western Australian lad here by the name of Damien Oliver. He won the second race on Alibaba, and by gee, I think he's a tremendously impressive boy. He's a great hands and heels rider, cool, calm, collected, with plenty of poise and plenty of natural balance. Ken, I'm just wrapped in D. Oliver. He's on Mabarak in the race coming up. He's on Groucho in the Warwick Stakes, and he's on Comrade in the last race today. He could have a very big day.
I'll be backing him on a few of them, John. Groucho and Comrade for sure. Johnny Miller put a rap on this boy when I was speaking to him when he first came to Melbourne from Perth. He said, this kid can ride. Rides a bit like Jay Miller, strong hands and heels, and he's having a big day here at Warwick Farm.
Well, the Warwick Stakes is traditionally a good horse's race. As a matter of fact, I've just been looking at the list of previous winners.
He's 11 to 1. I'm on Groucho. He's showing $3.60 into $3.40. Just under 5 to 2 now. 4 to 1 Targlish, been well backed in the research, as John said. It's a little bit easier. It's 7 to 1. Now, Tommy Smith's 3-year-old Stargazer is at 5 to 1. Tommy just
ready for a start in the Tooheys Draft Warwick Stakes, and the 800 mark, and Groucho is allowed to amble to the lead by Damien Oliver. In front by about a length on Era. Card Shark third, and then Targlish and Stargazer now being ridden along. Out deep as Periscope, followed by Temple Front. Research between horses, and then Hidden Rhythm, and well back as Palace Revolt and Bravery as they near the turn. 500 metres out, and Groucho, unbeaten so far on the Warwick Farm course, is going to lead them into the straight over Era, Targlish and Periscope wide out, and then Card Shark followed by Temple Front and Research, hard ridden but starting to come into it as they turn for home, where Groucho has dashed away. Groucho 2 lengths in front, Card Shark getting along the rail, and then Era followed by Research and Targlish, but Groucho clear halfway down the straight as Oliver goes for the whip. He's well clear of Card Shark. Research coming home well with the Sydney Cup winner Palace Revolt from a long way back, but Groucho loves the farm. Groucho first, tight for second, Card Shark or the very fast finishing Palace Revolt, a Sydney Cup winner who sprinted very well fresh. Then Research, Targlish.
Show Palace Revolt and Card Shark numbers 2, 7 and 1, $3.50, $1.60, $20.
Let's have a look at the big one of the day, the Diabetes Australia Manicato Stakes.
In front on the outside, Dark Bow. Courts have got tightened up there by Jet Fighter. Then Vitalik, and getting out now our Westminster homeward bound. And Redelva, the leader on the turn, about a length in front. Our Westminster and Vitalik coming with great runs now. Race up to Redelva. Our Westminster gets to Redelva and Vitalik further out with 100 to go. Our Westminster's taken the lead though, the New Zealander from Vitalik. And our Westminster first up in the Manicato. Our Westminster a length and a half Vitalik. Redelva third.
Was the first of every place.
Our Westminster hooked to the outside, and then Vitalik caught Redelva balances up behind the leader, but our Westminster throws down the gauntlet. Vitalik out after him. Our Westminster is the leader. Vitalik trying to reach him, but the Kiwis packing too many guns. He's a length clear, draws away. Our Westminster wins it by a length. Vitalik third, Redelva. Jet Fighter.
Our Westminster 2 good at 11 to 2 over Vitalik and Redelva.
Continues. We start with race 3, the Roman Consul Stakes. The track was fast, the favourite Show County at 2 to 1 on.
Union on the outside issuing a very strong challenge as they get to the foot of the rise. Show County's in front of Pacific Union, who's feeling the pitch now. Mercury being slapped at with the whip as a handy third, and Oakletree and Strasbrook and Era are all making good runs, but Show County's about 3 in front with about 100 to go, but Oakletree is going to second, but Show County showing them a clean pair of heels, has too many guns, and Show County races home to win. Show County beat Oakletree, Era third, followed by Pacific Union. That ran a good race then.
So a clear win to the favourite Show County, ahead of Oakletree and Air coming third. Now
start in the Furious Stakes where they're running late. In fact, 3 Dalmator and Curacao into the straight and proudly led over Momentaire with a little kiss on the outside. Tristanagh is now hooked out and she looms up very quickly as they top the rise, where a little kiss is just in front. Tristanagh grabs her quickly. Tristanagh has headed a little kiss at the 200 mark, and they're clear of Proudly, and then reverse pass and further out as Friends Gypsy, but Tristanagh shot clear. She's got the Furious well won, too classy this filly, and Tristanagh hammered out by Marshall races away to win very easily. Reverse pass, a good run for second. Third is a little kiss, and fourth Friends Gypsy. At the head of the others, Bistro Miss, Dual Treasures, Gamines, $4.30 and $2, a very, very classy filly. Now second and third.
Here I hope it can win for me. Let's look at these prices in the tramway. The champion, Vo Rogue, is at 2 to 1. Bookies are taking a lot more gambles. You'll get better price. I've backed Red Express. She's my pick. 12 to 1. 7 Coal Diesel, well in commission. 60.
Gates open, off and running, and Royal Reel is about the first out. Vo Rogue began very awkwardly. In fact, he's back near the tail of the field at the end of 100 metres. Empire Blue is very fast into back in the field. Windsor's Pal. Vo Rogue's in front of about 4 horses coming to the 800 mark. Coal Diesel behind him with Eye of the Sky, My Red Deer, and Vo Rogue looks to be spotting them. An impossible start on the turn. 400 metres out, Red Express and Empire Blue come over the rise together, clear of Royal Reel and Glacier Peak, and then My Red Deer followed by Majestic Drums and Temple Front as they come to the 200. Red Express the leader from Empire Blue, Glacier Peak, Royal Reel, Prince Trialia, My Red Deer getting a rails run. Look at this, they're all across the track. My Red Deer burst through on the fence. Look at Coal Diesel storming down the outside. The Queenslander gobbles them up, and there's a win. Coal Diesel wins the tramway. My Red Deer in a photo for second with Glacier Peak, and close up Prince Trialia, Temple Front, Robbie and Steele, and then Red Express. They ran over her in the last in Tattersalls Tramway Handicap. Coal Diesel from Brisbane, what a finish to win the tramway. Number 9, Coal Diesel, $8.20 and $2.60 for Coal Diesel.
The champion filly Courtser showed that she'd lost none of her brilliance when she defeated the colts down the straight 6 at Flemington.
running down towards the 550-metre mark now, and good old Ted just the leader from Street Ruffian. Courtser is pocketed away, Arc Regal on her outside, Rechabite nearer the rails, wide out Golden Prayer. Impressionism was next, followed by Reganza, and Patronize pulled to the outside, but very long way from them. Here's Courtser coming with a big run at the 300. She's bounded up and hit the lead from Street Ruffian, raced away from them. Then Rechabite holding down third from Prince Salieri, but the mighty filly Courtser's 3 lengths in front with 100 to go. Prince Salieri got the second, but it's all Courtser. Wins the Ascot Vale, eased up by 3. Prince Salieri
taken to the outside as Courtser went up to good old Ted and Street Ruffian. 300 metres left to go. Courtser goes to the front. Golden Prayer second. Outfighter Patronize. He wants to drift off the track. Courtser goes to the front though. Harry goes for home in the Ascot Vale, and the filly kicked away. Courtser's 2 lengths in front. Prince Salieri runs on. It looks like a winning break for Courtser though. Prince Salieri runs on when it's all over, and Tango Master late from Rechabite, but Courtser, she's a brilliant filly, eased up one at 3 lengths. Second, Prince Salieri. Third home was Tango Master.
Goes up to good old Ted, 300 to go, but Courtser pounces on them now. And the filly raced up on the outside to grab the lead down to the 200-metre mark. Courtser put his head in front now up on the inside. Street Ruffian. Where's Patronize? Oh, you run near the tail, but look at the filly go now. Courtser raced 3 in front of Prince Salieri. Then on the outside, Rechabite running home well, but Courtser's a mile too good. And Courtser at the judge by 3 lengths. She's a champ. Prince Salieri second, 2 away third, Tango Master.
Courtser got out to 3-1. He probably won't get those odds again. Oh, gee, she's great.
I think Brian Martin, our race caller, summed that up. He said, oh, she's just too good. And when Harry got her in the open at around about the 300-metre mark, the race was over. She's a quality filly, and the important thing about the breed, they seem as though they want ground, so anything possibly up to the Derby and Oaks distance looks well within her.
The Colin Hayes-trained import Almaarad headed weights for both the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. However, it was Research, the answered horse of the year, who bookmakers installed as early favourite for the Melbourne Cup. Almaarad made his Australian debut in the Group 2 Craigley Stakes at Flemington.
Dynamite, My Steely Dan, the Phantom was well away, Royal Pardon up there early. They were followed by Almaarad going up to a forward position, and wider out was Apollo Run zipping up to go to near the front. Back midfield was Stavardale, and they were followed by Perfect. My Steely Dan led by a length and a half to Apollo Run, and Almaarad third, followed by Superimpose. The stablemate Terrific goes up 4 deep, and Bravado in the centre, Mr. Dynamite the rails. Then Native Neptune around Potrero and the Phantom. Royal Pardon well back, Be Reasonable, followed by Perfect Answer, Stavardale, and last of all Trapine Queen. On straightening, 550 metres to go. My Steely Dan grabbed by Apollo Run. Apollo Run went to the front, Almaarad third, then Mr. Dynamite. Superimposed into the clear, and they were followed by Bravado. Apollo Run in front of the big chestnut, kicked the length to Almaarad. Superimposes coming hard now. Apollo Run in front, Almaarad the centre, and Superimpose. Gauchi goes for the whip, they crowd Almaarad. Superimpose Almaarad battling back. Apollo Run still in front. Apollo Run Almaarad. Apollo Run Almaarad fighting to the line. Apollo Run, oh, it's tight. Maybe Apollo Run. Almaarad kept going with him and Superimposed the outside. They got very tight in the last 100 metres. Royal Pardon was next in, then Mrs.
Bravado. Stavardale not in the hunt at the 250. Apollo Run the leader, a half in front of Superimpose under the whip. Almaarad in the centre getting tightened for room. Apollo Run just the leader. Almaarad, Superimpose trying to reach him. 3 across the track here. Almaarad and Apollo Run, a bobbing finish. They hit the line together. Almaarad or Apollo Run, they've hit it locked in.
Place getters. Apollo.
Great finish.
Well, it was a thrilling finish indeed. Apollo Run battling on to win from Almaarad. What a great performance it was first up, Roy.
That was an incredible run from Almaarad. You know, we're reading reports from Colin Hayes. His training from Lindsay Park. He said he's a bit of a one-pace type of horse. That was the shortest race he's ever run in. Prior to coming to Australia, the shortest distance he'd ever contested was a 2,000-metre race. Back to a 1,600-metre race on a good track at Flemington yesterday. Raced up near the pace. A lot of improvement to come out of that. Can he win the Caulfield Melbourne Cup? He does have 59 in both. It's a big jump. He'll meet all those horses worse
around
at the weights.
5 kilos or
yes,
more worse.
when you start looking at the big ones. But you would have to imagine there's a lot of improvement in him, a lot of improvement in Superimpose. He looked as though he was going to win. His condition, he was jumping from 1,000 metres to 1,600. Right. Condition just gave out. But don't take anything away from the winner. He sat on the outside of the leader all the way. He's went to the front some 400 metres out, and he stalled off all challenge.
Good. Set against Tristanagh, but she's still short odds on the tote. $2.20 for $1. You can probably get 2 to 1 in the ring. Number 2, A Little Kiss at 11-2. 80-1, Canaloa. Now this horse, French Gypsy, is 13-2 on the tote. She's a lot shorter with bookies. She's been a bit of a go. 9-1
filly of the night. First turn at the 900 mark, and Spirited Way moved up to join Delightful Kingdom, and they're clear of A Little Kiss, followed by French Gypsy. Tristanagh travelling 3 deep, and then Ochiltree and Dalmator, Reverse Pass and Jolly. A gap in the field to Canaloa, followed by Dual Treasures. Gamine is a long way back, and then La Warra, Bianca Navy and Ibessa as last as they near the turn. Delightful Kingdom in front as they come around the corner over Spirited Way. 3 deep is Tristanagh. Whipping around the outside is Ochiltree, carted very wide. French Gypsy on the fences, waiting for a run as they turn for home, and then Reverse Pass followed by A Little Kiss, and Gamine down the extreme outside is running home well at the 200 mark. Ochiltree and Tristanagh fighting it out, clear of Delightful Kingdom, A Little Kiss and Gamine, but Tristanagh burst away. Tristanagh shot clear 100 metres out. She's far too good for them. There were plenty of slows for Tristanagh. They all said she couldn't win, but they were wrong. Tristanagh beat Ochiltree. Third is A Little Kiss, then French Gypsy at the 200 mark. Ochiltree and Tristanagh fighting it out, clear of Delightful Kingdom, A Little Kiss and Gamine, but Tristanagh burst away. Tristanagh shot clear 100 metres out. She's far too good for them. There were plenty of slows for Tristanagh. They all said she couldn't win, but they were wrong. Tristanagh beat Ochiltree. A Little Kiss, then French Gypsy and Gamine, Dual Treasures, Reverse Pass, followed by Jolly. Well, they all said she couldn't win, Tristanagh. Tristanagh wasn't interested in those theories. Number 1, Tristanagh, to pay $2.20 and $1.30. Clearly the best filly in the field. Number 10, Ochiltree, place dividend $2.30. And number 2, third, A Little Kiss, place dividend of $2.10.
Favourite in the betting ring, John, but I'm on Zemoff. Let's look at these prices. Card Shark is at 60, Palace Revolt. Research is out to 7-2 on the tote, $4.60. She's bigger with bookies. 6-4 Riverina Charm, and Zemoff is into 3.25 to 1, $4.
On the Hill Stakes, the BMW Australia Hill Stakes. Temporary is joined by Rising Fear on the outside. There's not an inch between them. In third place now is Rajamar on the outside of John Delar at the 800 mark, and then Zamoff followed by Card Shark. Researchers travelling 3 wide as they come down the side. Riverina Charm between horses on the fence. It's Candide. A long gap to Young Carbinia, followed by High Hunter and Palace Revolt as last as they near the turn. Temporary Visitor just led Rising Fear with Rajamar going up 3 deep. On the fence, John Delar, Zamoff not getting much room at the moment, followed by Card Shark, and Researchers very wide on the turn, and Riverina Charm has now pulled to the extreme outside in the straight, and Research and Riverina Charm have run straight past the leaders. Riverina Charm and Research are together at the 200. Now Zamoff, after being held up for a run, is now getting a rails opening, but Riverina Charm shot clear 100 metres out. Zamoff in second place, followed by Rajamar and Research, but Riverina Charm right back to her best, wins the Hill Stakes brilliantly, beat Zamoff. Third, Young Carbinia. Fourth, Rajamar, and then Research followed by It's Candide and John Delar. Palace Revolt win on Riverina Charm. Number 10 to pay $2.60 and $1.40. 11, Zamoff second, $1.40. And third, number 5, Young Carbinia, a place dividend of $4.40. Is Riverina Charm back to her best? I'll tell a man she is. And home she goes in the Hill Stakes for 1989 with the Monto Marvel. Kenny Russell on board. And set. My Kind of Girl, and well back early Coal Diesel with Regal Natives. Further back My Red Deer, Regal Native, Coal Diesel, My Kind of Girl, and Dalgan is last of all. Down the side, 700 metres out, it's Mystical Prince on the outside, just shading Glacier Peak, a length and a half away, Liverstone Lane, and then Noble Clubs, Red Express, Mr. Foxtrot. Dieu d'Or cluttered up midfield on the fence, followed by Temple Front, Nanyatara. Further back in the field is Regal Native, followed by Coal Diesel, as they swing for home in the Shannon Quality, and it's Mystical Prince and Glacier Peak, Liverstone Lane on the outside. Noble Clubs is getting a rails run, and then Red Express, followed by Mr. Foxtrot as they race to the 200 mark, and it's Glacier Peak and Liverstone Lane fighting it out. Noble Clubs getting right through on the fence. Further out, Nanyatara, Temple Front, and Coal Diesel is going to jump out of the ground down the outside. Noble Clubs tackled by Nanyatara bursting through, and Coal Diesel wide out. They go to the line, and Coal Diesel, I think, by a nose on the land. Coal Diesel is going to jump out of the ground down the outside. Noble Clubs tackled by Nanyatara bursting through, and Coal Diesel wide out. They go to the line, and Coal Diesel, I think, by a nose on the line from Nanyatara. Temple Front and Noble Clubs, Liverstone Lane, My Red Deer, Mr. Foxtrot, and then Dieu d'Or, followed by Red Express, well back Regal Native and Dalgan, and My Kind of Girl is last to finish. Cull Diesel has produced a similar finishing run to the one that carried him to victory at Randwick. Pretty close. Cull Diesel, $3.10, $1.70. Nanyatara bursting through late, showing $11 and $3.60. And Temple Front, number 3, possibly third, $2.80. What a finish. I think Cull Diesel, but there's little in it. Here's a break.
OK, let's have a look at the big one of the day, the Verve Cliquot and the mighty filly Corza.
Frere's gone up to Signorelli, but here she comes, Corza, looming up on the outside, goes up to join them now, then further back, Snow Apple, Mrs. Selleck, and Dancer's Choice getting to the outside, but she's swept to the front now, 200 to go. Corza moved away by 2 lengths, running on as Dancer's Choice, then over on the inside, Mrs. Selleck, but here's the lady of the Australian turf, an easy win for Corza, away she goes, hands and heels. Beautiful win for Corza by a length. Second home, Dancer's Choice.
Corza.
Pressure though from Signorelli, the rails, and Corza going better than anything on the outside. Takes the lead round the home turn. The mighty filly straightens up 1.5 lengths in front. Kicked out the Dancer's Choice, finishing quickly down the outside. Die shakes Corza up. She's 2 lengths in front of Dancer's Choice, and Corza wins it brilliantly. Corza by 1.5 lengths to Dancer's Choice, and ahead away Mrs. Selleck. Then for
a very soft win. She's now earned about $1.8 million and on her way to champion status.
A good fullback. Let's have a look at these prices on the George Main Stakes today. It should be Vo Rogue Day in Sydney. Vo is at even money, TAB number 1 to pay $2 on the tote. Bookies have got him at a similar price. High Regard was scratched this morning. Groucho is at 7 to 1. Robian Steel are at 80. Vitalik 14. Marimbula Bay 20. From the Planet, not suited really at weight for ages at 14. Stylish Century, he's firmed at 12 to 1. Good backing. Let's watch Vo Rogue try and win his first for the first time in the 7th Sydney appearance.
In Sydney, you just wouldn't credit that. Starters on his stand, gates open, off, and Stylish Century stayed in the gate, missed it by 2 lengths or more. Groucho and Marimbula Bay bounced out in front, but there's Vo Rogue being set alight immediately by Cyril Small and racing to the lead. Vo Rogue in his favourite spot, kicked away 3 lengths on Marimbula Bay and Procol, a well spread out field, and Vo Rogue is high balling around the first turn, led by about 3 lengths on Procol Harum, a neck away. Robbie and Steele dropped out to be last as they near the 600 mark, and Vo Rogue is the leader. One of the 3-year-olds, Procol Harum, got to within 1.5 lengths of the champ as they near the turn. Marimbula Bay third, 2 lengths away, Don't Play and Groucho, followed by From the Planet. Stylish Century is taking off around the outside, carted about 5 deep on the turn, and then Shame on You, followed by Vitalik and From the Planet as they come over the rise, and Vo Rogue is the leader. Vo Rogue by 1 length on Marimbula Bay, the first to go after him. Here comes Groucho. Stylish Century is still there, Don't Play not getting much room, and From the Planet down the extreme outside, but Vo Rogue won't give up. He's still in front. Groucho's grabbing him now. Groucho coming at Vo Rogue. Don't Play getting a rails run. Vo Rogue in front. He's got a heart as big as himself. He'll win. Vo Rogue. Vo Rogue has cracked it at last in Sydney. The Vogue. Marimbula Bay, the first to go after him. Here comes Groucho. Stylish Century is still there. Don't Play not getting much room. And From the Planet down the extreme outside. But Vo Rogue won't give up. He's still in front. Groucho's grabbing him now. Groucho coming at Vo Rogue. Don't Play getting a rails run. Vo Rogue in front. He's got a heart as big as himself. He'll win. Vo Rogue. Vo Rogue has cracked it at last in Sydney. The Vogue got there. Now there's a wall of them for the placings. Don't Play, Groucho and Vitalik has flown home in the last bit. Stylish Century, an enormous run. Then Marimbula Bay, Robbie, and at last the champ has cracked it in Sydney. Number 1, Vo Rogue, straight to the front and showed enormous heart over the last 100 metres. Well, isn't it great to see him finally crack it in town? Vo Rogue is going to pay $2 and $1.40. Now the Miners, Alec down the extreme outside, getting home probably better than anything in the race. Number 7, should he get into a place, he'd return $3.80. Well, you've seen one of the great post-war gallopers in Vo Rogue return to his best form in the spring of 1980.
Calendar's tip, and it got up paying $2 and $1.40. Groucho second, $2.10, and Don't Play, number 5, was third, $4.30.
Changing the name of the Marlborough Cup also changed the Docks Luck.
700 to go, and Ingatatus in control, a half to Benbara King, 3/4 to Iolani Bay the outside, and then Tin Woodman. Boardwalk Angel about fifth, but out wide, and Glenview next on the rail, 600 to go. 2 lengths to Aces and Kings, Kyrad Lad dropping out, and then came Acid Print, Redelver and Dark Bow further back as Zyle, Clay Hero on the rails, El Murder Jazz spotting them a long start round the turn. Isomer a long way back in the field too when they set sail for home, and Northern Copy on the rails. Ingatatus first for home from Benbara King, Aces and Kings and Glenview winding up on the outside, and they were followed by Dark Bow and Boardwalk Angel out wide. It's Benbara King tackled by Glenview, and now Dark Bow, Potrero diving through, Glenview in front, Potrero the rails finishing well, Potrero flies through on the rails, he's won, Potrero from Glenview, Dark Bow third. First for home from Benbara King, Aces and Kings and Glenview winding up on the outside, and they were followed by Dark Bow and Boardwalk Angel out wide. It's Benbara King tackled by Glenview, and now Dark Bow, Potrero diving through, Glenview in front, Potrero the rails finishing well, Potrero flies through on the rails, he's won, Potrero from Glenview, Dark Bow third.
At his Australian debut, Almaarad was narrowly beaten in the Craigley Stakes, but he is quick to make amends at his next start.
Superimpose hit the front, Apollo Run challenging, and then Riverina Charm, the Phantom on the rails, and next Research at the 200 metre mark. Superimpose the leader, the Phantom goes for the rails. Here's Almaarad now, Almaarad going through, and then Apollo Run. Almaarad hit the front, he's just in front of the Phantom and Apollo Run. Almaarad ridden out to the line, Almaarad's won it by a neck. Apollo Run and third the leader, the Phantom goes for the rails. Here's Almaarad now, Almaarad going through, and then Apollo Run. Almaarad hit the front, he's just in front of the Phantom and Apollo Run. Almaarad ridden out to the line, Almaarad's won it by a neck. Apollo Run and third them.
In the John F. Fian Stakes at Moonee Valley, the champ Vo Rogue started odds on.
Up the side they come. Vo Rogue unchallenged in front by 2 lengths and travelling all right. Our Westminster in second placing has edged closer. 3/4 of a length to King's High on the outside. Michael Clark getting to work, and he's not gaining any ground, and then Hunsa's Ace. Vo Rogue clear by a length and a quarter as they come to the bend. Our Westminster about to be called on by White going up on the outside, and they're 2 lengths to King's High. At the turn, our Westminster's gone up to Vo Rogue. Our Westminster's hit the front in a stride, gets away over Vo Rogue and then King's High, but it's our Westminster pulling out plenty. He's too good for Vo Rogue today, and then King's High. Vo Rogue got checked, but our Westminster packs too many guns, and our Westminster
together now, and our Westminster took the lead. He's drawn a length in front of Vo Rogue, who's under the whip. Then King's High. It's our Westminster in front, holding Vo Rogue at bay. A minor ball over, he's chopped him on the line, but our Westminster has won it by about a length and a half to Vo Rogue. And third placing is King's High with Hunter's Ace.
It was a protest fight in which was quickly dismissed. Our Westminster picking up an additional $65,000 bonus as well.
Now they steady, and the gates open. They're off and running in the Champion Stakes, and first out is Stylish Sensory, who began much better today. Select Prince and Cool Credit quickly away. They're well spread out, and it's a truly run race with Stylish Sensory, and then Bugatti and Frosted dropped out last. Stylish Sensory is well clear at the 600 mark. In fact, he went further ahead, led by nearly 5 lengths on Dancing Marlin. Stargazer hard ridden in third place by Cassidy. Party Mood on the outside. Zamoff is starting to work his way into the race, followed by Cool Credit, and then Procol Harum, and further back as they turn the corner is Interstellar. Over the rise, Stylish Sensory has a big lead. Stylish Sensory 4 lengths in front of Stargazer, and then Dancing Marlin. Zamoff on the outside is starting to get home strongly, followed by Interstellar. Stylish Sensory is a mile in front at the 200 mark, though he's got it won. He's about 4 in front of Stargazer, and then Zamoff and Procol Harum, who said he couldn't run a middle distance. Stylish Sensory, he's done all of the bullocking in front, and he bolts away with the Champion Stakes. Stargazer second, Procol Harum third.
Old front-running style.
Over the rise, Stylish Sensory has a big lead. Stylish Sensory 4 lengths in front of Stargazer, and then Dancing Marlin. Zamoff on the outside is starting to get home strongly, followed by Interstellar. Stylish Sensory is a mile in front at the 200 mark, though he's got it won. He's about 4 in front of Stargazer, and then Zamoff and Procol Harum, who said he couldn't run a middle distance. Stylish Sensory, he's done all of the bullocking in front, and he bolts away with the Champion Stakes. Stargazer
Stargazer second, Procol Harum third by Interstellar. Stylish Century is a mile in front at the 200 mark, though. He's got it won. He's about 4 in front of Stargazer, and then Zamoff and Procol Harum, who said he couldn't run a middle distance. Stylish Century, he's done all of the bullocking in front, and he bolts away with the Champion Stakes. Stargazer second, Procol Harum third, fourth Zamoff, and then Interstellar, Solder Circle, Cool Credit, Party Mood, Algal, then Dancing Marlin. He's done all the bullocking in front and won the Champion Stakes by about 5 lengths. Number 1, Stylish Century, Craig Carmody, to pay $8.90 and $3. Number 3, Stargazer, Jay Cassidy, a place dividend of $1.40. And third,
number 1, Stylish Century, first across the line, $8.90 and $3. Stargazer, Kenny's Tip, came second, number 3.
In winning the first of the season's classics for 3-year-olds, Stylish Century broke a race record that has stood for 13 years. A $6,000 purchase as a yearling, this son of double...
A Little Kiss 13-2, Ochiltree 7-1. Here's Johnny.
Stakes all set, off and running, and very slow. A Little Kiss, who was flat-footed after that long delay. Miss Haughty also dwelt at the start. Preschool on the outside, bounded out in front of La Warra, Tristanagh, and then Miss Haughty and A Little Kiss, followed by Jolly, reverse pass French Gypsy, and Bistro Miss last in a tightly packed bunch at the 600 mark in the flight stakes. Preschool about a neck on La Warra. Potrero makes a line of 3. Ochiltree fourth on the inside of Dalmator. Tristanagh striding up 3 deep, and then Gamine, who'll have to come pretty deep on the turn, followed by Miss Haughty, and then Miss Sue, Dual Treasures, French Gypsy and Jolly as they turn for home. Into the straight at the 400 mark, and Preschool and La Warra are the leaders from Potrero. Marshall sitting quietly on Tristanagh. She's about to unleash, and here she comes. A Little Kiss is looming up, and further out is Dual Treasures at the 200. Tristanagh the leader. Ochiltree getting through near the fence. A Little Kiss is tackling Tristanagh. Tristanagh and A Little Kiss. A Little Kiss has headed the favourite. Tristanagh coming again. He's got a bit up his sleeve on A Little Kiss, though, and this filly's going to score an outstanding win. She was last out of the barrier and first home. This is at the 200. Tristanagh the leader. Ochiltree getting through near the fence. A Little Kiss is tackling Tristanagh. Tristanagh and A Little Kiss. A Little Kiss has headed the favourite. Tristanagh coming again. He's got a bit up his sleeve on A Little Kiss, though, and this filly's going to score an outstanding win. She was last out of the barrier and first home. A Little Kiss beat Tristanagh. Ochiltree third, fourth Dual Treasures, fifth Gamine, and then...
Second there. The winner, A Little Kiss, number 2, $7 and $1.80, and Ochiltree, number 4, was third, paying $1.60.
First home. A Little Kiss
by a confident Shane Dye ride, A Little Kiss became the first Group 1 winner for her sire, Sack.
Stepping up to 1,600 metres, Courtser again tackled the colts in the Group 2 Moonee Valley Stakes.
700 from the judge, the pressure about to be applied. It's Economy in front with Sylvatica going up, followed by Dr. Grace, Zabeel out deep, Prince O'Leary behind them needing Prince Amaquil going up, and Prince O'Leary getting through on the inside. Zabeel next. Courtser's on the rail. She's boxed away, and Dye getting her off the fence now from Reganza and Hot Arts. Courtser trying to get into the clear as they turn for home, where it's Sylvatica just in front of Economy, Dr. Grace, and on the outside Zabeel joining in. Courtser's pulled out wide from Prince O'Leary. Zabeel goes to the front from Dr. Grace and Sylvatica. Courtser's struggling. She's not going to run a place, maybe. It's Zabeel punched out by Clark. Too good for Dr. Grace. And it's Zabeel first, Dr. Grace second, Courtser third.
Now the Moonee Valley Stakes.
When they sweep towards the turn, Economy and Sylvatica still in front of Dr. Grace. Courtser behind them looking for a run, and Zabeel running on round the outside. Sylvatica took the lead at the top of the straight. Zabeel challenging Courtser, in trouble when they straighten up now. She's had to pull to the outside. Zabeel the leader. He's hit the front now from Dr. Grace, Sylvatica and Courtser down the outside. But Zabeel ridden out, and Zabeel's won it by 3/4 to Dr. Grace and 3/4 to Courtser.
An impressive win, and Michael Clark believes he could be the best he's ever ridden, but Courtser's connection's not disappointed.
It was an impressive win by Zabeel, and
the Caulfield Cup was the Lee Freedman trained Superimpose. He showed that his preparation was on target in the Group 2 Turnbull Stakes.
On the turn, 550 metres left to go, and Vo Rogue swings for home, leading by about 4 lengths now. Royal Partners second, Research to the outside, and then Prime Risk followed by Apollo Run. Further back is King's High getting up on the inside, below the 400 now, and Small Ask for Vo Rogue. He leads under the whip by a length and a half. Research is running on very powerfully, and now Superimpose closing strongly. Superimpose has raced to the lead from Vo Rogue, who found nothing. Research got the second, but Superimposed at the 100, drew away from Research. Vorag out of a place for Sydeston, finishing well, but Superimposed by 2. Research second, and third is Sydeston. Up on the inside, below the 400 now, and Small Ask for Vorag. He leads under the whip by a length and a half. Research is running on very powerfully, and now Superimposed closing strongly. Superimposed has raced to the lead from Vorag, who found nothing. Research got the second, but Superimposed at the 100 drew away from Research. Vorag out of a place for Sydeston, finishing well, but Superimposed by 2. Research second, and third is Sydeston.
Class thoroughbreds in the land. Vorag drifted markedly. The strong money was for Almaarad.
His winning sequence in the Group 1 Caulfield Stakes.
Next, they come towards the home turn on the inside. It's Our Westminster, just the leader from Vitalik on his outside, almost level as they swing around the home turn, and Small Ask for him, and he's put his nose in front. Vorag, Dr. Grace running on, and Almaarad trying to barge through in the middle is finishing well. Vitalik sweeping out wide. Vorag didn't find a lot, and Almaarad hit the front now. Vitalik is out after him. Almaarad about a neck in front of Vitalik. Almaarad ridden out to the line under the whip. Vitalik tries to reach him on the outside. They hit it, and Almaarad won it by a long neck.
To the front, Almaarad bullocks his way through, but Vitalik flashes. Vitalik comes after Almaarad, then the Phantom. It's Vitalik going to Almaarad. Vitalik and Almaarad fighting back. Almaarad the inside of Vitalik. Almaarad still a half length in front. Vitalik lunges. No! Almaarad.
Today's field was, very high class, Dan, and the horse has only improved his few runs he's had in Australia, and he's a lovely horse and he's got a lot going.
Third is Vorag.
So a further hurdle negotiated by this class import and a new favourite for the Caulfield Cup.
I don't know, I don't want to be overconfident, but I think he's obviously the best horse in the race. The handicap, I think so too. I've got to lead him into it.
The Caulfield Stakes started at 3-1 and favourite, and as Colin Hayes said, he's the best horse in the Cup next week. Vitalik at 14s and Vorag a better run today at 6-1.
Cup. The Grey Flash had treated the cream of Australia's milers with the same contempt.
From the Planet, the Epsom winner, still the leader, travelling all right before the turn. 3/4, Tin Woodman and Glenview looking for a run behind the leader. Then came pulled to the outside. There's Painted Ocean when they balance, followed by Boardwalk Angel, and then Planet Ruler right down the outside. From the Planet in front of Glenview, who's got out to tackle him at the 200-metre mark. Then came Planet Ruler running on, and Cold Diesel's coming with him now. Glenview got to the lead. Cold Diesel, Planet Ruler try to reach him. Glenview in front. Cold Diesel with a Burnborough-like finish, bobbed his nose and might have won it from Glenview. A photo between the pair. Then Planet Ruler right down the outside. From the Planet in front of Glenview, who's got out to tackle him at the 200-metre mark. Then came Planet Ruler running on, and Cold Diesel's coming with him now. Glenview got to the lead. Cold Diesel, Planet Ruler try to reach him. Glenview in front. Cold Diesel with a Burnborough-like finish, bobbed his nose and might have won it from Glenview. A photo between the pair. Planet Ruler might have grabbed third.
And it was Cold Diesel at 7-1 over Glenview at 9s, and Planet Ruler also at 9-1 from the...
Trainer John Maher and prominent owner Lloyd Williams have enjoyed considerable success with their imported horses. In the Herbert Power Handicap, the combination produced another Cups contender.
Down to the 250, he opened up 2 lengths Apollo Run, then stirring in a gap further back in the field to Boulon running on, but Nayreezy has pulled the whip now. He's 2 lengths in front, holding Apollo Run and stirring at bay, and it's Nayreezy who'll get into the Caulfield Cup. Nayreezy goes on to win it by 3 lengths Apollo Run. Not a line flash in the straight. Down to the 250, he opened up 2 lengths Apollo Run, then stirring in a gap further back in the field to Boulon running on, but Nayreezy has pulled the whip now. He's 2 lengths in front, holding Apollo Run and stirring at bay, and it's Nayreezy who'll get into the Caulfield Cup. Nayreezy goes on to win it by 3 lengths Apollo Run. Not a line flashed home for third from Stirring, and then Boulon, Street Hawk and...
Nayreezy at 6-1, scoring a 3.5 length win very impressively over Apollo Run, with the non-aligned getting out late to run third at 12.
Win in the Herbert Power elevated him to favouritism for the 1989 Foster's Caulfield Cup. Following the Flight Stakes, it was discovered that Tristanagh was suffering from a seasonal complaint, but nothing could be taken away from the winner. Both fillies continued their spring campaigns in the 1600-metre Classic, the 1,000 guineas at Caulfield.
Golden Prayer, the leader before the home turn from A Little Kiss. Runs coming quickly around the outside. Running on is Queen Guinevere. Tristanagh 4 wide running on, and Hasted Departure very deep. When they balance for home, Golden Prayer tackled by A Little Kiss. Tristanagh now. Tristanagh comes on strongly at the 200-metre mark, and the grey filly swept away from them. From A Little Kiss, Cameen getting through on the inside. Ochiltree from last, but Tristanagh's going to outclass them totally. Wins 1,000 guineas by 3, pulling up. Close for second, they'll give it. Departure very deep. When they balance for home, Golden Prayer tackled by A Little Kiss. Tristanagh now. Tristanagh comes on strongly at the 200-metre mark, and the grey filly swept away from them. From A Little Kiss, Cameen getting through on the inside. Ochiltree from last, but Tristanagh's going to outclass them totally. Wins 1,000 guineas by 3, pulling up. Close for second, they'll give it to Cameen on the inside from Ochiltree.
Tristanagh first run, he ran second in the 1400 at Corfu, and we had the stablemate Heavenly View beat him that day, and my brother rode him that time, and he felt that he was probably a shade unlucky not to have won the race, and that was the first signs of we had of the horse in his first run for us, and he was a horse that was hard to gauge because he was very lazy and relaxed on the track, and he put his best foot forward on the race day.
And then south of Belmont, followed by Better Loosen Up, and the last of all the Bois tailed off when they sweep to the turn. 400 left to go. Light Show, Heavenly View about to come to the bend together with Redelver and Jetfighter challenging. Acid Print, Don't Play, waiting for the runs, and further back in the field, Escape King. Heavenly View took the lead at the 200 from Light Show. Here's Acid Print getting a run through now, followed by Redelver and Better Loosen Up diving through to the inside. Heavenly View's in front. They've kicked away from Acid Print. Better Loosen Up finishing well, but Heavenly View's in front as they hit it, and Heavenly View won it by a neck. Better Loosen Up.
The line Michael Clark was looking for was this: better was only going to get better. And better. And better again.
Nayreezy's slashing win in the Herbert Power elevated him to favouritism for the 1989 Foster's Caulfield Cup. Legendary American jockey Bill Shoemaker was an added attraction for racegoers on Caulfield Cup Day. Shoemaker had the mount on Sydney 3-year-old Dr. Grace in the $1 million race.
1,000 metres to go, and Willie Shoemaker took the 3-year-old Dr. Grace to the lead. By ahead to Cosign with the rails, a length and a half, Terrific Chigaro, and there followed Ideal Sentiment. About a length away to Nayreezy. Hunter with his run round the outside. The Phantom going with him, and they were followed then by Research and Power of Destiny. Further back is Stirring Cold Diesel out very wide to make his sprint at them. Then Apollo Run, Mr. Dynamite, Superimposed Cuds, and Palace Revolt. 500 left to go now. Cosign and Dr. Grace are still the 2 leaders, sweeping up to the turn. Citizens rushed up to them, and then Ideal Sentiment. Chicaro just behind the leaders from Power of Destiny and Hunter. Out very wide, Apollo Run and Cold Diesel the widest when they set sail for home. Cosign led Dr. Grace and Citizen on the outside. Then the Phantom followed by Stirring, and look at Cold Diesel coming home now down the outside. The Phantom and Cold Diesel reach the lead now from Apollo Run. Fighting back Dr. Grace, it's Cold Diesel on the outside. Nayreezy bursting through, but Cold Diesel will win the Caulfield Cup by a long neck to Nayreezy, and third is the Phantom just in front of Apollo Run.
Outside followed by Sydeston. Further back in the field, Chigaro, and there followed by Stirring. Power of Destiny off the track, followed by Hunter. Nayreezy badly in need of a run. He's hemmed in badly as they make the home turn, and the Phantom is getting out. Dr. Grace and Cosign the leaders. From Citizen coming at them, the Phantom further out. They're followed by Chigaro, and here's Cold Diesel with a magnificent run. Cold Diesel down the outside, races up now, grabs the lead, and a great performance coming away from Nayreezy, Apollo Run and the Phantom, and it's Cold Diesel in front. He takes the cup. Cold Diesel and Nayreezy, the Phantom third. They're followed by Apollo Run. Further back in the field then Cosign. They're followed by Stirring, and behind them Dr. Grace, then Sydeston Hunter. Then Research, Power of Destiny, then Mr. Dynamite, Ideal Sentiment.
Tries to go with Cold Diesel. He's been likened to the great Burnborough, and here in this Caulfield Cup today, he's emulated the deeds of both Galilee and Tobin Bronze. They won the Toorak before they won the Caulfield Cup a week later, and Cold Diesel has done exactly the same, so he's certainly keeping friends with some great horses. To be likened to Burnborough is one thing, but to do what Galilee and Tobin Bronze both did is certainly something very much. Waiting for the connections to come to the gate to bring back this tremendously talented Queenslander. Of course, there's been a few very talented Queenslanders come to Melbourne and perform well. Of course, the Gundawindi Grey was no exception. Gun Sind, one of the favourite sons of Queensland. And here's Michael Kerr coming back on Coal Diesel.
And Coal Diesel at 8-1, a good win. Reezy, a bit unlucky and, well, certainly unlucky, and the Phantom battled on for third placing.
Coal Diesel's Burnborough finish was one of the most exciting witnessed at Caulfield in many years. Owned and trained by Greg Mance, Coal Diesel lifted his stake earnings to over $1 million in winning the Cup.
But she missed a place. See if you can pick the winner in this tight photo.
Good old Ted's got the favourite right off the bit at the moment. Good old Ted about 3/4 in front of Scarlet Bisque. Clay Hero getting to third and running on pretty well from Lonely Dreamer and Prismatic Star. Good old Ted, I think, has got the upper hand over Scarlet Bisque. Now Clay Hero gets out, goes after Good old Ted, 150 to go. Good old Ted in front, Clay Hero running it down with every stride. Good old Ted just in front of Clay Hero, Prismatic Star. Clay Hero lunging. Oh, I reckon he might have got up. Clay Hero, I think, has grabbed Good old Ted to win a great
Well, the
finish.
judge couldn't separate them. Clay Hero and Good old Ted dared heating after the third. And Scarlet Bisque, Roy, she was very disappointing. It was her track and her distance.
Connections bypassed the Caulfield Cup in favour of the Cox Plate, the supreme test at weight for age. As always, this great race attracted the cream of Australasia's thoroughbreds.
His Cox on Tulloch, Farlap, Heroic, the list goes on, and Bone Crusher when he won it over our Waverley Star back in 1986. Dulcify in 79 and Surround in 76. The list goes on.
Rogue and our Westminster bounced out quickly. There goes the Phantom and Procol Harum, Tristanagh up in the middle, and Almaarad and Courtsa are over on the inside, and Stylish Sentry comes over and leads at the judge now. Stylish Sentry goes to the front, going out of the straight now on the Cox Plate to lead a length and a half now to the Phantom and Tristanagh third. Fourth in the middle is Procol Harum from Almaarad. Rogue out 3 deep around Courtsa, and then King's High. Then Vitalik over on the inside, Riverina Charm. 2 further back, our Westminster Zabeel. Empire Rose is back second last, and Apollo run last of all. At the 1400 metre mark, and Stylish Sentry out with a big lead, about 3 or 4 lengths in front. Rogue has gone to second, but he's caught out very wide. He sweeps around the outside to go up second. Over on the inside of him is the Phantom. Therefore, Zabeel. Empire Rose is 15 from them, and 3 to Apollo run last of all. At the turn of the 850 and the 3-year-old in front, Stylish Sentry led by a length and a half. The Phantom is second, there followed by Rogue. Small-hearted work at Rogue running third. He's not going well. Here's Almaarad getting off the rail. He's coming into it now. They're followed by Tristanagh, Vitalik, and further back Courtsa, King's High. Well back Riverina Charm and our Westminster. Stylish Sentry in front, but Almaarad has run to second now, 500 to go. A length into Tristanagh, Vitalik followed by the Phantom. Then further back our Westminster, Rogue going backwards. The others aren't in it. Stylish Sentry, the one they've got to run down though on the turn, a length in front. Almaarad stride by stride, and our Westminster coming with a great run at the 200 metre mark. Stylish Sentry in front. Almaarad is starting to come after him on the outside. Almaarad getting to Stylish Sentry. The pull and the weights. Almaarad on the outside gets his nose in front. He's going home better, and Almaarad, great performance, takes the Cox Plate. Almaarad a nose to Stylish Sentry, and Empire Rose has got up to run third. They've got to run down though on the turn, a length in front. Almaarad stride by stride, and our Westminster coming with a great run at the 200 metre mark. Stylish Sentry in front. Almaarad is starting to come after him on the outside. Almaarad getting to Stylish Sentry. The pull and the weights. Almaarad on the outside gets his nose in front. He's going home better, and Almaarad, great performance, takes the Cox Plate. Almaarad a nose to Stylish Sentry, and Empire Rose has got up to run third.
And I won't be at all surprised if this wonderful overseas stallion goes on to take out the big 2-miler at Flemington on Tuesday week. This has been stamped with class, this win by Almaarad. I spent some time telling you Colin Hayes had made the comment that Almaarad might well be the greatest staler he's ever prepared, and I said don't take it lightly, because those horses that he has prepared included At Tallack and Belldale Ball, but more importantly Dulcify. Michael Clark takes out the Cox Plate.
For Almaarad's trainer Colin Hayes, his Cox Plate win came just 2 days after announcing his retirement. His head-and-head battle with Stylish Sentry was a memorable spectacle. The recurrence of a tendon injury denied the son of Alamanamu a crack at the Melbourne Cup, and he'll commence stud duties in 1990 at Cornwall Park Stud in Victoria.
This will be a
However, the Moonee Valley Cup, run over 2,600 metres on Cox Plate Day, revealed some true Cups contenders.
Brooklyn Dodger, terrific on the outside. Naboto pushed along, will need a run on the fence. Cosine, Sydeston from the rear of the field. Then Pacific Mirage, followed by Our Watchman, and Mr. Dynamite is next, and then Palace Revolt. They're homeward bound, and it's Candide has taken a narrow lead from Stirring. Terrific joining in. Here comes Sydeston with giant strides on the outside. The Tasmanian Sydeston sweeps to the front as they turn over Terrific, and then it's Candide and Cosine. Sydeston home for all money in the closing part of the race. For Philip Holdeman over Cosine and Terrific, and Sydeston salutes the judge.
And here's Sydeston coming with a great run. Sydeston out 4 and 5 wide, running on very quickly, and Cosine trying to get out in the straight, and Sydeston wide out now, raced up and hit the lead. Sydeston took the lead now from Terrific. Cosine gets out late, but Sydeston gets a winning break, I'd say, with about 80 metres to go. Cosine getting home hard, but Sydeston wins the Moonee Valley Cup. Sydeston wins 3/4 Cosine. Third is Terrific.
Sydeston at 5-1 equal favourite with the unplaced Stirring, and the last was won by Echo Lass.
We'll start this section of the programme with a look at a filly who was to become the best of her sex by the end of the season.
Bounce again, straightens up well clear. Bounce again with the rider looking over the shoulder, 3 lengths on County Cashel, and then Triscay followed by Nuns Chorus and White Crest, but Bounce again well clear at the 200 mark. Triscay, the filly, is coming after him quickly now. Triscay down the outside has rushed quickly to Bounce again. Triscay is coming home the better. She draws level, takes the lead. She's going to bolt in. Bounce again is stopping quickly in second place, and Triscay shied at the winning post, but won very easily over Bounce again.
Following her soft win in the Silver Slipper, Triscay was rested until the autumn. Down in Melbourne, it was the Bletchingley colt Canny Lad who'd captured the public's attention.
300 to go now. Manitou went to the lead from Century Pike. 2 lengths away, Canny Lad and Superstructure. Manitou in front of the 200. Century Pike trying to reach at the inside. Canny Lad a length and a quarter behind them under the whip and closing now. Manitou just in front. Canny Lad coming at him strongly the last little bit. And Canny Lad goes on to win at 3/4 to Manitou second.
Tristanagh continued on her winning way in the Group 2 Wakeful Stakes.
Wide. Courts are a long way back. 400 to go. Hasty departure the leader. On the outside, Tristanagh running on, and coming with her is La Tristia, and then Gamine and a Little Kiss got up on the inside. Ockletree following her home. 250 to go. A Little Kiss in front. Here's Tristanagh finishing well on the outside. A Little Kiss by a neck. The grey filly ranges up, puts her nose in front. Tristanagh, and Tristanagh's coming clear. Treble for Cummings. Tristanagh wins it by a length. A Little Kiss. La Tristia third.
Exception. Racegoers were treated to a brilliant exhibition of speed and stamina by Stylish Century in the Blue Ribbon Classic.
Then Zamoff third. Stargazer on the rails, hanging a bit round the turn. Dr. Grace was next. Interstellar answering the challenge out wide. Then Procol Harum when they set sail for home from Elbag. Below the 400, Stylish Century kicked away. Got out by 2.5 lengths now from Counterfeit. Zamoff down the outside, and then Dr. Grace and Interstellar. Stylish Century at the 200. Still 3 lengths in front now from Zamoff, who got the second. Then Counterfeit and Dr. Grace, but it's Stylish Century. He's clear with 100 metres to go. Moses keeping him going, and Stylish Century wins the derby by 2.5 to Zamoff. Third, Dr. Grace. Sat back till they went through at the 200. Still 3 lengths in front now from Zamoff, who got the second. Then Counterfeit and Dr. Grace, but it's Stylish Century. He's clear with 100 metres to go. Moses keeping him going, and Stylish Century wins the derby by 2.5 to Zamoff. Third, Dr. Grace. Sat back till they went down to about the 1800, went to the lead very easily. You could see the pace was nice and even, and no one wanted the front. Took him to the lead, and he just dictated his turn from then on. Zamoff was a great...
In his second Group 1 Classic of the season, Stylish Century ran the fastest ever time for the 2,500 metres at Flemington.
Program. This year he showed his versatility in the Gadsden Stakes on Derby Day at Flemington.
Probably just in front, but they're stretched across the track. Prince Anton, Lonely Dreamer, Heavenly View, Tin Woodman behind them, followed by Planet Ruler, wider out on the track, Light Show, Boardwalk Angel, Lonely Dreamer, then Rigoletto about 5 lengths off the speed. Uncle Sid was next, Planet Ruler over in the lilac colours towards the inside, and they were followed by Potrero starting to warm up. About 400 metres left to go. Lonely Dreamer goes up on the outside of Rise and Shine, then Prince Anton. Heavenly View fourth and running on fairly strongly, Boardwalk Angel, Glenview, then Prismatic Star, Tin Woodman down the outside, Royal Reel. Inside the 250, Heavenly View goes up
on the outside of Rise and Shine. Still Rise and Shine a half in front. The grey coming at it now. Heavenly View goes to the front. Planet Ruler out of the ground. He'll beat them. Planet Ruler gets through in the middle, and Planet Ruler wins, and what a run. Planet Ruler beat Heavenly View, and third Glenview. Fourth home on the inside, Rise and Shine. They were followed home next in by Royal Real, Rigoletto, Renon Well from Potrero. Prismatics.
Half off the pace now. Then Glenview, hard pressured past by Boardwalk Angel, Tin Woodman, Planet Ruler. 2:50 to go now. Rise and Shine got about a length in front of Heavenly View. Prismatic Star, Lonely Dreamer folding up, and then Glenview. Heavenly View raced up with 100 metres to go. She put her head in front. Planet Ruler out of the pack, grabs her quickly. Planet Ruler raced up, took the lead, and Planet Ruler has got up to win from Heavenly View. Third could be
back at the tail of the field. What an extraordinary performance.
Flemington, we've always got to have a horse that can get 1,400 or 1,600 metres, and he just proved it today. But I got the sectional times, you know, they ran the last 2 furlongs in 22.9 seconds, which is flying, and they've run 1:8.3.
Which is a new metric record.
Which is a new metric record.
Great run, what a run.
Oh, he was the horse that was behind the pack, and Brian York has threaded his way through the field, and on the line he was going away from there. He is back in the field.
Photo from Rise and Shine.
A son of the now-deceased stallion Kayaru Star, Planet Ruler scorched down the straight 6 in 1:8.3 seconds to create a new course record. Trained by...
The same day, the McKinnon Stakes attracted several cup contenders, including last year's winner Empire Rose.
And 2 lengths away, Terrific and Vogue open up with a big break. 950 metres to go on the McKinnon Stakes, and Vogue led by 5. Second was Eye of the Sky, a half to Fleetwood Lad. Horlicks fourth, Research fifth. 2 lengths to King's High, Riverina Charm. 2 lengths away, Empire Rose getting closer. Then Rizzi followed out wider by Narbotto. Superimposed well back. Lord Highbrow second last, and Terrific at the rear. Vogue in front, 600 to travel. Vogue by 4 lengths. Researchers going up the chase. Then Fleetwood Lad, King's High starts to run on. Eye of the Sky was next. Then came well back Riverina Charm. Empire Rose about 10 lengths off them, and Horlicks is now into the clear. 4:50 to go. Vogue shaken up by Cyril Small, led a length and a half. Second Research, third King's High running on Horlicks. Empire Rose getting through down to the 300. Vogue under the whip. King's High comes at him with Research. Here's Horlicks on the outside, and Superimposed flying from Empire Rose. Vogue in front. Horlicks goes up on the outside with King's High. Horlicks and King's High. Horlicks is just in front of this great New Zealand mare's going to win the McKinnon. Horlicks a half length to King's High and Vogue. Fourth in was Superimposed, and the run of the race was Empire Rose. She ran fifth. Then came Research, followed in by Fleetwood Lad, Lord Highbrow, Riverina Charm, Terrific, Narbotto. Second last, Eye of the Sky.
Inside the 400, Vogue 2 in front of Research. They're followed by King's High, who's running on. Horlicks to the outside, and then Superimposed. Empire Rose not going on at the 200. Vogue 3/4, King's High and Horlicks. Then Research and Superimposed. Horlicks got to the lead now with King's High going with a bit. It's Horlicks, the mighty mare, in front by a neck nearing the line, and the New Zealander won it by a half a length. King's High is second.
Rose and Horlicks, what a great win, but it was interesting to note earlier in the day, Interstellar, when the last
time was actually a new track record, a best metric time record, helped to go.
Injuries to Almaarad, Hunter, Apollo Run and Rizzi depleted the cup field in the days leading up to that first Tuesday in November. The public rallied to support Empire Rose into favouritism, but the giant mare would have to create history if she were to win Australasia's greatest race in consecutive years.
The light is flashing for the Melbourne Cup, and there they go. And the great mare, Empire Rose, bounced out quickly with Kosh King. Back by Research as the 3-year-old goes to the lead. With a lap to go in the Melbourne Cup, and Stylish Sentry takes up the running. Stylish Sentry goes out of the straight. Then came on the outside a bit. Came at the head of the others, Celis Opera, followed by the Phantom. Sydeston last of the main bunch, and 5 lengths to Cold Diesel, who's tailed off. Up with 16 and Superimposed. 2 lengths further back, Research saving ground. Sea Legend going around it. Then Hidden Rhythm followed by Kuds, and further back, Go Pack. They're followed by Lord Highbrow, Terrific, Plume de Ville, Celis Opera, followed by Palace Revolt. Then Saratov, Sydeston a mile from them with the Phantom. And 8 lengths last of all, Cold Diesel can't keep up. And as they race up with about 900 to go, and Kuds has swept around the outside to go to the lead from Kosh King and then Stylish Sentry. Empire Rose has lost her position from Fleetwood Lad. Empire Rose is losing ground there. They've gone past her, followed by Power of Destiny and Sea Legend, but the imported Kuds the leader. Up to the bend, it's Kuds by 3 lengths. Around the outside goes Palace Revolt, followed by Hidden Rhythm. Empire Rose behind them, then Stylish Sentry dropping out. Superimposed is bumping with Fleetwood lab when they turn for home. In the straight they race in the Melbourne Cup. Cood's the leader. Superimpose is ranging up now. It's the danger. Superimpose and down the outside Lord Highbrow, and Terrific with a great run. It's Superimpose getting to the front with about 200 metres to go. Gouchy riding hard. Here's the stablemate Terrific. Fighting back is Cood's. Here's a great go. 200 to go. Terrific coming at Superimpose. Terrific doing better in the Melbourne Cup, and Terrific is going to win the Cup. Terrific gets up to win. Superimpose is second, Cood's third, and those in front of right out the
Terrific's Cup.
Melbourne away about 3 lengths in front. In second placing Superimpose, then Power of Destiny. Wider out on the track was Lord Highbrow, followed by Plume d'Orvier. Rosie's under pressure, she can't win. 300 metres to go, and Superimpose takes the lead in the Cup from Cood's. Then Lord Highbrow down the outside was Terrific. Superimpose in front, it could be a Friedman Quinella. Superimpose in front, Terrific coming late on the outside. Cood's fights back, it's Cood's Superimpose and Terrific's going to win the Cup for Lee Friedman. Terrific kicked away and wins it, Quinella for Lee. Terrific first, Superimpose second, Cood's third. Then came the Phantom, followed by Sydeston. Lord Highbrow, Plume d'Orvier, Research, Power of Destiny. Then
Friedman with Terrific, ridden by Shane Dye, who partnered the winner of the Golden Slipper this year. Quartzer now has come out and won the Melbourne Cup, but how do you think Darren Gouchy would feel? Darren's been riding Superimpose most of the time, and he has ridden Terrific, and today Shane Dye jumped on this Terrific and he's beaten Superimpose. Darren ran second, I think, about 4 years ago in the Melbourne Cup, and now he's had to settle for second again. And Kutz, what a great run for Colin Hayes in his last year of training to run 30.
Fastest time ever of 3:17.1.
Terrific's Cup win in record time was a training triumph for young Victorian trainer Lee Friedman, as runner-up Superimpose made it a stable Quinella. Jockey Shane's Tuesday in November.
They're just about set for the Linlithgow Stakes. Many chances, 300 metres to go. Gin Rhythm probably just got ahead in front. Sylvatica coming through, and look at Boardwalk Angel in the middle. Boardwalk Angel gets the gap in the middle, goes up to tackle Gin Rhythm, and now Redelva comes at them. But Boardwalk Angel sprinted away, and she'll bolt the Linlithgow in. Boardwalk Angel races away from Redelva and Potrero and wins by 3. Boardwalk Angel first, Redelva second, Potrero probably just got ahead in front. Sylvatica coming through, and look at Boardwalk Angel in the middle. Boardwalk Angel gets the gap in the middle, goes up to tackle Gin Rhythm, and now Redelva comes at them. But Boardwalk Angel sprinted away, and she'll bolt the Linlithgow in. Boardwalk Angel races away from Redelva and Potrero and wins by 3. Boardwalk Angel first, Redelva second, Potrero third. Then Gin Rhythm, Kirkside, Almaarad Jazz, Jet Fighter, Sylvatica, Rechabite.
Third, Ochiltree fourth, Queen Gwen.
Tristanagh had been in devastating form going into the VRCX. The grey filly with the fluid action started a hot favourite in the 2,500 metre classic, and the supporters never had a moment's worry.
800 left to go, coming down near to the home turn now. Be My Valentine, 3/4 Sunshine, Sally, Latristia, Hermoso, Queen Guinevere next, and then Grand Fun. Tristanagh still there, running about 6th or 7th, nearing the turn, and they were followed by Poserica. Highfield Queen pulled out wide to make its run. Next to Little Kiss when they sweep for home from Bistro, Miss and Gamine tucked in on the inside rail. Down the straight they run Latristia, the leader, led by a length now to Be My Valentine. The Tristanagh trying to come on now. She's finishing well. She's in the clear. 250 to go. Latristia the leader. Here's Tristanagh gobbling her up. The Grand Filly draws level with her stablemate. Tristanagh puts her head in front under the whip from Cassidy. She's drawn away from Latristia. Ochiltree late, but it's Tristanagh's Oaks. Wins by 2 lengths. Latristia a Cummings Quinella.
Tristanagh starting to close, and then came Grand Fun, Sunshine Sally. Tristanagh moves up on the outside of Latristia. Tristanagh takes the lead from Latristia. They've kicked away from Ochiltree, running on strongly, but Tristanagh burst away, and she's going to win the Oaks. Tristanagh first, a length and a half. Second, Latristia, a Cummings Quinella.
I think Bart had to hold back the tears at the February.
Here a Cummings Quinella.
Tristanagh's clean sweep of the fillies classics prompted her trainer to declare her the best filly he'd trained. High praise indeed for the daughter of champion sire Sir Tristram, who was purchased at the 88...
9 Better Loosen Up is the weight tip in the race with only 51 kilos. He was previously trained by Bart Cummings, now with Colin Hayes, and a very unlucky second to Heavenly View at his last start.
700 metres to go. Fen Dalton led by 2. Our Crone second. Third, Boardwalk Angel, then Memphis Blues, followed by Bronze Knight, Glenview, 2 to Royal Creation. Then Marlon, Better Loosen Up, Painted Ocean, Pressman's Choice, Aces and Kings hooked out deep. And back of the rear, Acid Print with Swift Send and Never Quit. Straightening up, 500 metres to go. Our Kroner goes up the Fen Dalton. A length away, Boardwalk Angel, followed by Bronze Knight. Glenview running on. Roy's up the Fen Dalton. A length away, Boardwalk Angel, followed by Bronze Knight. Glenview running on. Royal Creation under the whip, and then Better Loosen Up, Memphis Blues. 300 metres to go. It's our Kroner in front. He's a length clear, getting into second place in Glenview. Royal Creation running on was Better Loosen Up. Our Kroner kicked away. 150 to go. He's a length and a half clear. Better Loosen Up coming hard. Then Swift Send. Our Kroner, Better Loosen Up. Better Loosen Up coming at our Kroner. They go to the line. Better Loosen Up one. A short half head to our Kroner and Swift Send. Then Glenview and...
They sweep for home now in the Honda. 500 left to go and Fendleton the leader. Urge forward in front of our Kroner. The margin half a length straightening up now. 1.5 to Boardwalk Angel. Bronze Knight. Glenview called on for her run. Next Royal Creation, who's under the whip along the rails. And further back is Better Loosen Up. Our Kroner at the 300 got level with Fendleton. Put its nose in front. Boardwalk Angel a length and a half back. Glenview Royal Creation trying to reach the leaders. Better Loosen Up with a late run, but it's our Kroner in front. 100 out. Here's Better Loosen Up and Swift Send from last. Our Kroner in front. Better Loosen Up nearly level as they go to the line. A bobbing finish. Better Loosen Up, I think, may have wanted to nose our Kroner.
Better Loosen Up was there.
Australia, and he's just gone under, and oh gee, Better Loosen Up really got to the line hard on the outside. This is a lot closer than what a lot of people think too. I myself personally.
Colin, we'll possibly think of Perth because the railway and the Rothwell and things like that.
The Group 2 Sandown Guineas was expected to provide the Bart Cummings filly Tristanagh with yet another easy win.
Lazy Knight took the lead from True Label in the straight. Tristanagh just behind them, needing a run. She's squeezing through near the inside. Answers the challenge of the whip. Stargazer runs on, and now Benbara Queen. Tristanagh slipping up on the inside. Put her nose in front. High Waters coming with his run. Drumming out late on the outside. It's Tristanagh in front. Stargazer grabs the filly. Stargazer draws away. Stargazer wins it by a length and a quarter. Second is Tristanagh, and third...
There was more trained mare, then headed off to Japan to try and achieve what no horse from either Australia or New Zealand had done before, win the Japan Cup. Horlicks ran a world record for the 2,400 metres in defeating an international field. Her win was a tremendous boost for New Zealand's thoroughbred industry.
Better Loosen Up was then taken to the West, where he collected his first Group 1 event at weight for age.
Starts making ground, and Queen of Pop was last at the 450. Hard Act is the leader. On the outside, Jules Bruder's looming up. On the inside was Timeless Action. Here's Better Loosen Up, joining it quickly, followed by Truth, K-Sard and Spirit of Air. Into the straight, 250 to go. Hard Act the leader. Here comes Better Loosen Up after him on the outside. Hard Act led. Better Loosen Up has levelled up. They're followed now by on the outside K-Sard and Timeless Action. Better Loosen Up has taken the lead, and Better Loosen Up has got it won. Better Loosen Up a length and a half. Hard Act
There was more.
length and a half, joining it quickly, followed by Truth, K-Sard and Spirit of Air. Into the straight, 250 to go. Hard Act the leader. Here comes Better Loosen Up after him on the outside. Hard Act led. Better Loosen Up has levelled up. They're followed now by on the outside K-Sard and Timeless Action. Better Loosen Up has taken the lead, and Better Loosen Up has got it won. Better Loosen Up a length and a half. Hardack
There was more.
to the half. Hardack
There was more than 5 weeks to his next race, the Railway Stakes. But the Hayes stable had no worries about Better Loosen Up's fitness when he took his place in Western Australia's premier metric mile.
There goes Better Loosen Up off 5 and 6 wide. He was followed by Proud Treaty, well back to Medicine Kid, My Bobby Boo and Ma Wong. Into the straight they race with 300 to go and Carry a Smile. Raced up the Juno Dreamo and here's Jules Brute down the outer. Followed by Concord Flyer. Century got Better Loosen Up down the outside, 100 to go. Carry a Smile from Jules Brute. Here comes Better Loosen Up on the outside. Better Loosen Up went to Jules Brute. Ma Wong got an inside run, but Better Loosen Up is one ahead. Proud Treaty, well back to Medicine Kid, My Bobby Boo and Ma Wong. Into the straight they race with 300 to go and Carry a Smile. Raced up the Juno Dreamo and here's Jules Brute down the outer. Followed by Concord Flyer. Century got Better Loosen Up down the outside, 100 to go. Carry a Smile from Jules Brute. Here comes Better Loosen Up on the outside. Better Loosen Up went to Jules Brute. Ma Wong got an inside run, but Better Loosen Up is one ahead.
When he won the Railway, it was just a sensational performance because he got interfered with badly about the 600 metre mark. A horse come out in front of him from the inside and he copped severe interference, and it wasn't sort of didn't show up as much watching a TV film as what it did on the Stewards film. Like, he struck severe interference about the 600 metre mark, and for him to overcome that and then go wide on the bend, and his performance there was outstanding, and that really showed the signs of him being a high quality horse.
The first of the Group 1 races for 2-year-olds is the Karrakatta Plate in Perth. The result of the race was just one of several disturbing results around Australia during the season.
200 to go, and Paklani shot 5 lengths clear. Sharpak, High Pack from Dancing Away, and down the outside is Kid Carrot. But how far Paklani? She's going to win by about 8 lengths from High Pack ran second, maybe, or Kid Carrot.
Following the return of a positive swab, Paklani was subsequently disqualified. The result made no difference to
Tasman for the New Zealand 1,000 guineas.
2 lengths at the moment, coming to the 600 metres. She set a pretty hot, sizzling pace. Sea Mister's chasing her hard. Melody Fox is in behind her. Fiesta Rose being angled out to lunge and make a bit of a run at her. Yankee Zephyr drifting a little bit now, and round the outside comes Jade Gate. Past the 400 they go. A bit further back in the running, they were followed by Hakatiri, and a bit further back again to Super In. But as they race to the distance now, it's Philippa Rush, and she's cruising at the moment, Philippa Rush. She's going beautifully for Chris Johnson. He's just sitting on her, and look at her come away. She's 6 lengths in front of the field. Super In's running home pretty well next to Sea Mist, and through the centre Fiesta Rose. Super In's come to the end of its run, and Sea Mist is going to take second, third.
In winning the Guineas, Philippa Rush recorded her 9th win from 10 starts. The filly was owned...
Went on to contest the Dominion's richest classic, the $400,000 New Zealand Herald Derby.
Knights getting off the... Rentino got right through on the inside to go with Impasalia. 3 deep then is Pumpernickel as they swing into the straight. Super Fiesta coming wide, and on the very outside, Madame Bardot. Castletown looking for room. Rentino, Pumpernickel, the leaders at the 300 metres. Here's Castletown getting a split from Super Fiesta at the 250. Castletown, Rentino settled down to it from Pumpernickel, only battling now. Castletown shot to the lead at the 150 from Rentino, followed home by Knights, and out wide Finnegan Fox, but Castletown's going to bolt in. It's an Irish derby. 2.5 now. Second at the line was Rentino, then followed by Just a Dance, and Knights was next.
Castletown was ridden to perfection by Bruce Compton to win the Dominion's richest classic. Castletown...
The Dominion's major sprints. First up, it's the Sir Tristram Railway Stakes at Ellerslie.
Pacific Star led them by 2.5, 3 lengths. Monarch Prince now coming after it. Out wider here, Courier Bay winding up as well. Anne of Stratford back on the inside rail. Pacific Star still in charge. Courier Bay winding up. Big runs by Mr. Tiz out wide and Anne of Stratford. But it's still Pacific Star in charge now. Estes Park, Mr. Tiz on the outsides. Grab them very quickly though. Mr. Tiz at pay to it. It's raced away. It's going to win it. Anne of Stratford battling for second. Oh, very close. Estes Park or Anne of Stratford. Out wide and Next Star still in charge. Courier Bay winding up. Big runs by Mr. Tiz out wide and Anne of Stratford. But it's still Pacific Star in charge now. Estes Park, Mr. Tiz on the outsides. Grab them very quickly though. Mr. Tiz at pay to it. It's raced away. It's going to win it. Anne of Stratford battling for second. Oh, very close. Estes Park or Anne of Stratford. Out wide and Anne of Stratford, but it's still Pacific Star in charge now. Estes Park, Mr. Tiz on the outsides. Grab them very quickly though. Mr. Tiz at pay to it. It's raced away. It's going to win it. Anne of Stratford battling for second. Oh, very close. Estes Park or Anne of Stratford.
In the 1989 running of the Railway Stakes, Mr. Tiz had dead heated with our Westminster, but this year he was a clear winner. In 1989, Mr. Tiz also had to share the spoils in the Elderbank Stakes with Festal, when the pair ran a New Zealand record for 1,200 metres.
They were followed further back then by Vain Sovereign, then Anne of Stratford. Courier Bay's about midfield, followed then by Zephyr Magic, SPRA, and further back in the field then we've got, as they come along, Flint Seal, Bolshoi Stars well back, Mr. Tiz about the middle of the field. At the moment it's Lady Burberry, it's Vain Sovereign, Pike Sun, Squire Grey getting a split straight order, and Mr. Tiz rocketing home, and down the outside Anne of Stratford coming into it. Mr. Tiz made the lead from Vain Sovereign, Squire Grey, Zephyr Magic, and further back to straight order, but Mr. Tiz too good, won it from Vain Sovereign, Zephyr Magic.
A son of Bletchingley.
Son, Squire Grey getting a split straight order, and Mr. Tiz rocketing home, and down the outside Anne of Stratford coming into it. Mr. Tiz made the lead from Vain Sovereign, Squire Grey, Zephyr Magic, and further back to straight order, but Mr. Tiz too good, won it from Vain Sovereign, Zephyr Magic.
A son of Bletchingley, Mr. Tiz clearly proved himself to be New Zealand's leading sprinter with a powerhouse display. The fight by Lance O'Sullivan.
The William Reid Stakes run on Australia Day attracted a field of very smart sprinters, including Vo Rogue, who was commencing his autumn campaign.
At the 600, Tiger Cross, the outsider, in front by about a half-length. Lightning Bend and Red Elva joining in. Vo Rogue a length and a half away, called on for his run. Starley Century on the inside of him. Strawberry Ranch the fence. 2 lengths Gold Trump, and then Almaarad Jazz. They're homeward bound. Red Elva goes to the lead from Lightning Bend. Vo Rogue coming for the challenge. Starley Century and Strawberry Ranch looking for the way out, and then Almaarad Jazz and Ma Wong around the turn. Red Elva just in front of Lightning Bend. Strawberry Ranch with a split. Vo Rogue, Starley Century staking claims. Lightning Bend is fighting back. Strawberry Ranch trying to pick him up. Lightning Bend in front. Oh, I think he's just won. Lightning Bend from Strawberry Ranch. Starley Century.
Ridden by Wayne Harris, Lightning Bend sizzled around the 1,200 metres at Moonee Valley in 1 minute 9 seconds to establish a new...
Across to Adelaide to see how Colin Hayes recorded his 6th Group 1 success for the season.
Bring them for home, led by a half-length, the Belchon Son looming up ominously in the Schweppes Australasian Oaks. They were followed on the outside of those, making a bit of ground. Our Folly into the clear. Tasteful Encounter from back in the field, and with those Swift Edition hard-ridden, down on the rail, running about 5th, but not more than 2.5 off the leader, Mere More, but it got a bump there. They were followed just in behind those then by our Freeze Frame, but into the straight, and Belchon Son has swept away. With 200 a run, she's 4 or 5 in front. Coming after it now, Tasteful Encounter. Right down the outside, Alleged Lady and Market Heights are battling out the miners. But oh, Belchon Son. Home she goes. She wins by 6 or 7 lengths. It's interesting for the miners. Second, Tasteful Encounter. Third, our Freeze Frame.
The Australasian Oaks was a leisurely stroll for the impeccably bred Belle Chanson. The achievements of her sire, Biscay, are well documented. Gary Clark had the ride on the filly, whose dam is by the legendary Northern Dancer.
Now this great win of Zabeel. Watch for him in the blue colours, running into second now.
Zabeel, oh, he slipped in the going, nearly fell, Zabeel. And Nosy Knight leads by a couple of lengths now to Zabeel. Then came Zapari and Double Gen. Nosy Knight in front, 100 metres to go. Zabeel's coming at him again. Nosy Knight a half in front. Zabeel nearly level. Hits the front and won a big win. Zabeel from Nosy Knight, and third is Zapari just in front of Double Gen.
He does look set to tear the Autumn Carnival apart. That was a great win. Next stop for him is the Australian Guineas in a fortnight. Here's the Blue Diamond Prelude with Canny Lad.
At the 200 metre mark now, Canny Lad nearly level with him. And then Muraroa, it's Canny Lad taking the lead from Heavenly Mover. Then Muraroa, Canny Lad ridden out, and Canny Lad scores a soft win. Canny Lad a half to Heavenly Mover, a half Muraroa third. Then Cider Man.
So Canny Lad is unbeaten in 4 starts, and he won with plenty in hand today.
And Zabeel, they're locked together. Triscay got about a neck in front of Zabeel. Paul had to go for the whip on Zabeel, and Triscay got a length and a half clear. The Sydney filly's coming away from Zabeel and then wrap around. And Triscay comes away. Brilliant win. Triscay scores by 2 lengths. Wrap around got up for second. Zabeel tied the third.
So Triscay is also unbeaten, and she ran faster time than Canny Lad.
Here's what happened along the way.
At the 500, nearing the turn, Vo Rogue, the leader, who's about 3 lengths in front. King's High is second at the turn, and they're followed by Superimposers. Got into third placing, and they balance for home. 350 metres to go. Vo Rogue and Small had a look around. He's still 3 lengths in front of King's High. Die calling on Superimpose, but Vo Rogue still by 3. At the 200, he's pulled the whip. Now Superimposers trying to reach him from King's High. Vo Rogue in front, 100 metres to go. Superimposers picking him back, but Vo Rogue has a good break. Bo Rogue will win his third. Bo Rogue scores again from Superimpose King's High as third.
Controversy.
Just to go. Vo Rogue and Small had a look around. He's still 3 lengths in front of King's High. Die calling on Superimpose, but Vo Rogue still by 3. At the 200, he's pulled the whip. Now Superimpose is trying to reach him from King's High. Vo Rogue in front, 100 metres to go. Superimpose is picking him back, but Vo Rogue has a good break. Vo Rogue will win his third. Vo Rogue scores again from Superimpose. King's High as third. King's High as third. And
Well, he's certainly lost nothing from last year, and look at the odds, 7-4. He was 4s on last year, and he won just as impressively. The 8th on the program, Kingston Rule really had to find something to win.
Then Kingston Rule, which is under pressure at the 200-metre mark, where Cossack Rule is in front of Stardom Lane, Mr. Imperious, and Kingston Rule under pressure, trying to reach them a length back. It's Mr. Imperious who's taken the lead. Kingston Rule is starting to pick him back. Mr. Imperious just in front of Kingston Rule, who's lunging. He's got there, Kingston Rule, to win it from Mr. Imperious, and Sir Jupiter's run third.
So the son of Secretariat and Rose of Kingston found a new dimension to his kit today. He really had to dig deep to find something and win.
In the Royal Sovereign Stakes, Bart Cummings produced Shaftesbury Avenue for a first-up win. This gelding was having his first start since October the 2nd and was impressive in the final furlong.
Shaftesbury Avenue, 3/4 Majestic Boy, holding him clear of Coconut Shy, and Shaftesbury Avenue draws away from Majestic Boy, and Shaftesbury Avenue a great return to beat Majestic Boy. Third Coconut Shy, then Vulcan Warrior, Mink Jacket, So Fast, Light Before Dawn.
By the time the fillies battled out the Lightfingers Stakes, the heavens had opened up. The big interest in this race centred around the Oaks winner Tristanagh and the unbeaten Joanne. Joanne covered extra ground but was ready to strike in the straight, whereas Tristanagh came from a long way back and will be improved by the run.
Joanne a length and a half second. Third Spirited Way, Triscay losing ground, followed by Gin Rhythm at the 250, and Joanne is out after Antellier. The rider goes for the whip on Antellier. Joanne's doing better, and Joanne, oh gee whiz, she's a top filly. Joanne raced away from Antellier, then a good go Tristanagh with Jewel Treasure, Gin Rhythm, Starlight Angel. It'll get up for the third or maybe even second third, but Joanne's walked in. Joanne beat Antellier, I think, second. Starlight Angel and Eyecatcher third, then Jewel Treasures, Tristanagh.
Controversy back in Melbourne for the Autumn Carnivals. Better Loosen Up continued on his winning way.
2 lengths to Superimpose down the outside, and then a long break to Better Loosen Up, followed by Barlandy. Vo Rogue is the leader. Superimpose is coming after him on the outside as they run to the 250. Vo Rogue about to be tackled by Superimpose, who looks to be going the better. Superimpose has taken the lead with 100 metres left to go. Better Loosen Up is flying home down the outside, but Superimpose looks to have it won. Better Loosen Up is flying. Better Loosen Up coming up. Superimpose. Better Loosen Up in the last stride. Better Loosen Up is one in the last stride from Superimpose, and Vo Rogue.
Following
Vo Rogue about to be tackled by Superimpose, who looks to be going the better. Superimpose has taken the lead with 100 metres left to go. Better Loosen Up is flying home down the outside, but Superimpose looks to have it won. Better Loosen Up is flying. Better Loosen Up coming up. Superimpose. Better Loosen Up in the last stride. Better Loosen Up is one in the last stride from Superimpose, and Vo Rogue.
Following
up, Superimpose went past Vo Rogue, who's beaten a length and a half to Better Loosen Up. Superimpose drew to the front. Better Loosen Up running on strongly, might get to second. Superimpose in front. Better Loosen Up flashing at him. He's going to beat him. 3 wins for Clark and Hayes. Better for the Guineas. The light.
However, there were some memorable races involving Zabeel and Stylish Century. First up, it was the Cadbury Australian Guineas.
They race up in the direction of the home turn, 650 to run Arc Regular, leading about a half length. Stylish Century moving up quickly on the outside to join it as they make the home turn, a length and a half. Anchor and Hope followed by Economy on the outside of Double Gin. Pull to the outside, Zabeel as they straighten, and they're followed by Stargazer Academian. Cool Credits a long way back, so is the Oval at Reganza. 400 left to run. Arc Regal still in front of Stylish Century down the outside. Then Zabeel starting to wind up, coming home pretty well. And over on the outside was Academian, 250 to run. It's Zabeel. Zabeel has ranged up on the outside to hit the front from Arc Regal. Stylish Century can't go on. Academian finishing on pretty well, but Zabeel kept going, has kicked away about 2 lengths to Arc Regal, and down the outside Academian, and it's Zabeel for the Cadbury Australian Guineas. He wins it well. Zabeel 2.5 lengths to Arc Regal. Instead of Stylish Century down the outside, then Zabeel starting to wind up, coming home pretty well, and over on the outside was Academian, 250 to run. It's Zabeel. Zabeel has ranged up on the outside to hit the front from Arc Regal. Stylish Century can't go on. Academian finishing on pretty well, but Zabeel kept going, has kicked away about 2 lengths to Ark Regal and down the outside Academian, and it's Zabeel for the Cadbury Australian Guineas. He wins it well. Zabeel 2.5 lengths to Ark Regal.
A colt who possesses a lot of quality.
The brilliant young sprinter Show County was brought to Melbourne to try and emulate Placid Ark's achievement of winning the Triple Crown for sprinters. The Lightning Stakes is the first leg.
They race in less than 500 left to go, and Show County still a long way off the rails as a leader from Scarlet Fisk on his outside, and they were clear then of Street Ruffian, and further back in the field Lightning Bend, who sticks to the inside. Show County in front, 250 metres to go. He moved clear by a length and a half. Scarlet Fisk is beaten, running on as Rodelva down the outside. Show County clear with 100 metres to go. Rodelva is picking him up strongly. Show County by a neck. Rodelva nearly level, puts his nose in front. Rodelva beats Show County.
The Lightning Stakes.
This is the Blue Diamond Prelude for fillies.
Zedegal Hall had a long look around, saw he was about 3 lengths in front of Ray of Sunshine, weakening Mahajan running on from Dancer's Joy, but it's all Zedegal, and Zedegal will bolt in. Zedegal scores by 4 lengths Mahajan, a length Dancer's Joy third, and then...
It was Zedegal at 11 to 8 on, and she ran faster time than the Colts. Now there's
Controversy surrounded Vogue's next 2 starts. Following his third to Better Loosen Up in the Blamey Stakes, Vogue's connections blamed a discrepancy with the official track rating for his defeat. Next up, it was the St George Stakes at Caulfield.
At the 400, he's about a length in front of Ma Wong. King's High still right on Vogue's hammer around the home turn. Vogue in front, he's laid off the fence to run for King's High if he's good enough. Ma Wong coming at him on the outside. Inside the 200, and it's Vogue about a half in front of Ma Wong, and King's High hasn't got a run at them now. Vogue, he's finding plenty, he's finding enough. He's a length in front under the whip, and Vogue is going on King's High out late, but Vogue won at 3/4 to King's High.
On returning to scale, Michael Clark, the rider of King's High, fired in a protest alleging interference from the top of the straight to the 200-metre mark. The stewards deliberated for what seemed an eternity before upholding the protest and awarding the race to King's High. Vogue's connections were dumbfounded and, in the heat of the moment, declared that Vogue would not run again in Melbourne during the autumn.
Opinion certainly divided, but it will be King's High into the record book at 9 to 4 over Vogue.
There was a run there for 2 seconds, but he's copped the slightest of checks. He's copped the very slightest of checks. And at no time, which you would have seen your own times, you give me your honest opinion. Did King's High or Ma Wong was going to pass Vogue any stage in the last furlong and a half? You tell me.
Well, is this one of the most bitter moments in... Well,
you ask me. Did it look like it to you?
I want to ask you, because it's one of the most bitter moments in racing for you.
Well, I've found out in the past you can't beat them. To find out how we can join them. Because we certainly can't beat them, mate.
Will Vogue continue to race in Melbourne?
That's up to the owner. That's not up to me.
Is there a chance that you'll pick up your bat and go home?
No, well, that's not up to me to decide. That is up to the owner. But if they can't produce a better track than what they did last week at Flemington, they may as well let us know now and let the owner know, and then we might go home, mightn't we?
At the conclusion of the meeting, VRC Chief Steward Pat Lawler took the historic step of explaining his decision nationwide via Sky Channel.
Well, the film will show that Michael Clark on King's High attempts to go up on the inside of Vogue, where there's ample room here, and Cyril Small rides back in with the whip and chops him off there, and he is then disappointed for a run. He is then held up as a result of this. He lost ground then and got back behind, but then there he is blocked for a run all the way down the straight here, approaching the winning post. Now, we believe that Michael Clark got within a length of Cyril Small. Small shifted in and took a run that was rightfully Clark's, and as a result of that, we believe that incident, together with the fact that he was then held up due to losing that run, cost King's High the race.
The chairman of the VRC Stewards, Pat Lawler, and ironically, this is the 3rd time Michael Clark has protested when riding King's High in a major race, and the 1st time the stewards have upheld the protest. The stewards cannot be criticised for their decision. The interference looks severe, but I doubt if King's High would have won the race any other way. He's been beaten in a couple of very close photo finishes when he looked a winner, and Vogue is the best fighter we've seen for years, and in my opinion, he would have held off his opponent. In Sydney at Rose Hill, it's obvious the 3-year-olds are going to play a major role in this year's Weight for Age races. Last week, Key Dancer thrashed his older opponents, and yesterday it was Dr. Grace's turn to win first up in the $100,000 Oceania Stakes. Dr. Grace, having his first start since the Victoria Derby, has staked his claim to be a major player during the Autumn Carnival. It was a pretty ordinary field as far as weight for age racing is concerned, but Dr. Grace will be improved by the win.
Dr. Grace behind those, and then Lygon Arms at the 300, and Billy Asset's raced up to join Regiment. Red Zulu's dropped off. There's a run for Dr. Grace, and then Lygon Arms. Billy Asset the outside, tackled by Dr. Grace, and then Regiment. Billy Asset the outside, grabbed by Dr. Grace, and Dr. Grace, really a top-class 3-year-old, is running away from Billy Asset, and Dr. Grace a half Billy.
8 stars with another Group 1 event from New Zealand.
They sprint for home. Mickey's Town went to John Delar. Enthusiast next. Kroner's got no room. And Regal City, Riverina Charm going a big one down the outside at the 250. Riverina Charm, Castle Town's out after it now with Mickey's Town still battling away. Riverina Charm, Castle Town on the outside. Riverina Charm fresh up from Castle Town going hard after it. The Derby winner. Riverina Charm on the inside has, Lord, no, it's almost a dead heat. Might be Charm, Castle Town on the outside. Riverina Charm fresh up from Castle Town going hard after it. The Derby winner, Riverina Charm on the inside has, Lord, no, it's almost a dead heat. Might be
Riverina Charm's win was achieved first up from a 3-month spell.
The season was far from over for the courageous mare.
Into the straight, 400 metres out, and John Delar is tackled now by Regal City. Kroner comes the inside, Horlicks is coming into it, and on the outside is Castle Town. Out wide is still Red Chiffon at the 300 metres, and look at the mare go. Horlicks in front, running on late now. Castle Town, then followed by Red Chiffon and the Phantom. Horlicks in front at the 100 metres, holding Castle Town, the Phantom and Red Chiffon. She's too good. The superstar mare wins Horlicks.
2 weeks later at Caulfield, it was time for the real Stylish Century to come forward.
Stylish Century, 250 to go. He's 2 or 3 in front. Zabeel's in a bit of trouble under the whip. Then Western front there, and Stargazer. Stylish Century, 100 to go. He's 3 lengths in front. He's holding Zabeel safely at bay. The Derby winner's back. He's coming away. Stylish Century easily. Stylish Century by 4.5, Zabeel. Stylish Century, 250 to go. He's 2 or 3 in front. Zabeel's in a bit of trouble under the whip. Then Western front there, and Stargazer. Stylish Century, 100 to go. He's 3 lengths in front. He's holding Zabeel safely at bay. The Derby winner's back. He's coming away. Stylish Century easily. Stylish Century by 4.5.
With their unbeaten records intact, Canny Lad and Triscay met for the first time in Victoria's premier 2-year-old race, the Blue Diamond Stakes.
Will Bunce through the first 250 metres. Skate trap wide the outside. Next North Star Command, followed by Canny Lad. Next behind those about a length away is Cougar over on the inside of Mahazen and Rory's Image, and last of all Dancer's Joy. At the 500, Satellite Bay the leader. Triscay's rushed up into second placing, coming to the turn. Zedagel in the middle when they race to the 400 metre mark. Mahazen running on round the outside from North Star Command. Canny Lad very hard ridden behind those. Into the straight, and Triscay hit the front from Zedagel. Mahazen Sprawl nearly fell. In the straight, 200 to go. Triscay the leader from Zedagel. Mahazen balanced up coming, and then Canny Lad in the centre. Triscay grabbed by Mahazen. Mahazen's bolted away from Triscay. Canny Lad running on, but Mahazen's clear, and Mahazen will win the Blue Diamond by a length and a half to Canny Lad. Triscay tied to third.
Mahasen's clear-cut victory continued Colin Hayes' assault on Group 1 races during his final season as a trainer. Group 1 races during his final season as a trainer.
The second back began well, and so did Majestic Boy. Close handy Shaftesbury Avenue down near the rail side, being allowed to cruise through and join those leaders. In fact, he's going to lead. Just behind them, Coconut. Shaftesbury Avenue just led Key Dancer, who's sticking with him. 2 lengths away, Majestic Boy, followed by Coconut Shy under pressure. Then Prince Salieri cracking back. Further back, Guest of Honour and Procol Harum as they turn the corner. Key Dancer on the outside is serving it up to Shaftesbury Avenue as they turn for home, and they straighten up together. Majestic Boy about to be pulled to the outside is running on doggedly, and then Coconut Shy. Shaftesbury Avenue just in front at the 200 over Key Dancer. Majestic Boy looking a big hope, wider out. Shaftesbury Avenue in front, 100 out. Majestic Boy inch by inch is cutting him down. It's Shaftesbury Avenue in front. Majestic Boy lunged but couldn't get him, and Shaftesbury Avenue lasted to win the Hobart Bill over Majestic Boy. Third Procol Harum, fourth Key Dancer, followed by Coconut Shy, and then Prince Villain.
Chapman had restricted the Colts campaign to weight for age racing.
500 metres out, Billy Asset about a neck on Counterfeit. A length and a half away, Dr. Grace easing to the outside, but hard-ridden as they turn the corner. And then Research dropping off with Ligon Arms at the head of the others, but straightening up. The 2 leaders got away from Dr. Grace momentarily. Billy Asset just led Counterfeit. Dr. Grace under the whip, making no headway at the moment. Billy Asset shot clear. He's pinched a good break on Dr. Grace. Ligon Arms bursting through in the centre. Now Dr. Grace is fairly flying in the last bit. Ligon Arms on the inside, but Dr. Grace got there after looking.
Canny Lad bounced back to winning form in the VRC Sires Produce Stakes. With his regular partner Shane Dye under suspension, Jim Cassidy took over the reins.
Canny Lad about 5th or 6th with Cassidy calling on him at the top of the straight. Draw card following him home now, but Andius with a big break inside the 400. 3 lengths in front of Century Pike, 2 Temperate King. Canny Lad under the whip next, China Beach, and then Draw card struggling. Andius in front at the 200 under the whip, 2 lengths, 2 Century Pike. Canny Lad is closing and Draw card is flashing home. Andius stopping, Century Pike grabs a lead. Canny Lad coming at them. Canny Lad draws level with Century Pike, got there!
Up in front, Century Pike second. Now into the clear was Canny Lad, followed by China Beach and Temperate King. Antaeus 250 to go as 2 in front. Century Pike is trying to run it down with Canny Lad, and here's Draw Card. Draw Card is swamping them. Century Pike goes to the front. Draw Card, Canny Lad coming at it. Century Pike going to it. Canny Lad and might have got up in the last stride, Canny Lad. To beat
Did get up in the last stride, Canny Lad. Margins a short half head by a head. 75 and 60, Century Pike second.
Would not run again in Melbourne during the autumn. The connections of Vogue later relented on that decision, and the champion, who's thrilled race girls for several seasons, got his chance to win consecutive Australian Cups.
Here in the mounting yard before one of Australia's truly great races, the Australian Cup. As Dan said, $655,000, but there's a lot more at stake here, probably the title of the best racehorse in Australia at the moment. And Graham Kelly, what a field we've got in front of us.
Yes, it certainly is. Everyone's saying Vogue and Stylish Century, but other horses such as Better Loosen Up and King's High come into the race, and also the Phantom and Sydeston, so it's a very open race.
Any no rail, the trainer. Vogue won at Sandown. He won the Ore Stakes 3 runs ago. Then he ran 3rd behind Better Loosen Up here at Flemington after leading. There was a lot of controversy about the
prize money. Vogue on the tote is at $4.10. And you wouldn't believe it, they're actually betting better odds out here on the track. Superimposed $4.50. Better Loosen Up has been well supported, $3.25. King's High at $4.50. The Phantom, $2.95. Sydeston, $4.10. Lord Palmerston, $27. Kingston Rule at $9.50. Concordance, $29.50. And Stylish Century will run the favourite at $1.60. So only in a field of 10. There's 300 matches with the other 8. But it just shows you how open it is and how many great horses we have in Australia at the moment. It's a super lights on for the Australian Cup. And they're racing. Sydeston missed it by a length. The Lord Palmerston was slow to begin. Stylish Century, the Phantom, and Vogue looking for the lead on the outside. He should get it too, Vogue. Sprints around the outside of Stylish Century and leads comfortably. Kingston Rule went up 3rd on the outside of the Phantom. Then King's High on the outside of the stablemate Better Loosen Up, 2 lengths to Concordance. Then Superimposed Lord Palmerston, and Sydeston was last of all. Well, Vogue's running about 4 horses away from the inside rail, but he still leads. You can see he's out a little bit wide on the track, but he's 2 or 3 lengths in front of Stylish Century. About 5 away Kingston Rule as Vogue gets closer to the rails. 2 lengths behind Kingston Rule was the Phantom, a length and a half to King's High, and then came Better Loosen Up, followed by Concordance and Sydeston the rail, 1 to Superimpose, and a length away last Lord Palmerston. 25 lengths covers first from last, and Vogue in front and leads by 5 lengths. Stylish Century in second placing, about 6 lengths away third Kingston Rule. A length and a half to the Phantom, followed by King's High on the outside of Better Loosen Up. Then came Sydeston and Concordance, a length and a half to Superimpose, and a length away the bolter Lord Palmerston. Vogue of the 900 leads by 6 lengths. Stylish Century second, about 3 lengths away Kingston Rule chasing. 4 lengths away the Phantom, then came King's High. On the inside, Better Loosen Up, 2 lengths away Superimpose making a run. Lord Palmerston going with him, and then came Sydeston, and last of all Concordance. On the turn in the Australian Cup, Vogue 4 in front. Stylish Century ridden along second, 3 lengths away Kingston Rule. Then Better Loosen Up, followed by the Phantom. King's High's running on strongly. Then Lord Palmerston, followed by Superimpose, Sydeston and Concordance. 300 to go, Small goes for the whip on Vogue. He's 4 in front. Here's Better Loosen Up running on strongly with Superimpose. Vogue of the 250, a length and a half in front. Better Loosen Up is trying to run him down. Here's Superimpose and the Phantom. Vogue still a length in front. Better Loosen Up can't get him. Vogue's
hanging on. He'll make it back to back. He is a champion. He's done what only champions can do. Vogue wins a length. Better Loosen Up second. Superimpose third. Then Stylish Century. We've seen a wonder horse. The Phantom fifth. Then Kingston.
To the 1100 metre mark, and Vogue is the tearaway leader. He's 6 lengths in front of Stylish Century, who's racing solo. About 10 lengths back then to Kingston Rule third. They've really gone through the first 1,000 metres very quickly. The Phantom is fourth, 3 lengths behind Kingston Rule, and they're followed then by Better Loosen Up the inside of King's High, and about 3 lengths to Sydeston with 800 left to go. Vogue still with a big lead. Next Concordant, Superimpose at least 15 from the leader, and last of all Lord Palmerston. They race up with 600 metres left to go, and Vogue first for home. He's by 3 lengths to Stylish Century. Moses calling on the 3-year-old. Kingston Rule third at the top of the straight, and they were followed then by the Phantom, and King's High pulled out from Better Loosen Up. They're in the straight. Vogue with a big lead inside the 400. He's 4 lengths in front of Stylish Century, who can't peg back the leader. Better Loosen Up is starting to finish quickly on the outside. Vogue in front by 3 at the 200. Better Loosen Up the danger. Superimpose coming quickly. Vogue about 2 lengths in front of Better Loosen Up. Superimpose. Vogue with 100 to go by a length. He's holding them at bay. The Rogue will win his second in a row. Vogue wins at a length. Better Loosen Up. Superimpose.
And we've got about a Vogue. He's done it when he wasn't expected to. He's led all the way and beaten the big guns, and still as a 6-year-old, he is the best racehorse in Australia. On the tape, $4 and $1.30. Better Loosen Up, $1.10. Superimpose, $1.25. And the time is 2 minutes 0.9, which is 0.6 off the best metric time held by Horlicks from last year's McKinnon Stakes. Marvellous effort. He is a superstar, and he's definitely now the best horse I've ever seen.
Another race,
Going down the riverside, Cyril stayed out about 4 off the rail. That was obviously a predetermined plan.
Yes, we walked the course last night, and we thought for the first 3 horses on the rail, from the 10 furlong chute down to the mile, it was a little bit wet, so we told him to stay out there 4 deep.
Were you going to lead at all costs?
No. We were, if the other horse had a lead, we were going to sit on his outside and pressure him all the way. That was the rules.
All right. So what do you do with him now?
Oh well, we'll go up to Sydney and go into the Sedge. You know, if it's fine. If not, we'll just have to sort of go back to Brisbane, I suppose.
He's done what only champions can do. We've seen Manicato and we've seen Kingston Town, and what makes them champions is when they win when they're not expected to, and that's what Vogue has done today. Double-figure odds were bet in the ring, which probably made him about 6th or 7th favourite, quite unbelievably, in this fantastic race. And the reception this horse has received has been unbelievable as he comes back to...
In fact, he proved he's lost nothing. That time was equal to the fastest ever in an Australian Cup. Who'd ever believe it? 12-1 Vogue.
In the Australian Cup, the Vogue that the public have come to know and love. The racegoers of Melbourne gave the champion an ovation usually reserved for Melbourne Cup winners. In winning the 26th race of his career, Vogue's stake earnings stood at just $6,000 short of the magical $3 million mark.
He's run that year in the Australian Cup. He was second up in it, and Vogue at that stage was the best, and ours was making ground rapidly on him at the finish, and it was certainly no disgrace being beaten that day by Vogue, but then from then on we were just almost invincible.
Better Loosen Up.
Score standing at 1-1, the two colts clashed again in the Group 2 Alistair Clark Stakes.
400 to go. Stylish Century shows the way. Key Dancer going up on the outside, and here's Zabeel joining in. The chips are down as they come to the turn, and Moses goes for Stylish Century as Zabeel is challenging on the outside. Key Dancer couldn't go on, and then Double Gin, Great and Gambler. Zabeel takes the lead as they turn over Stylish Century. A gap then to Great and Gambler and Key Dancer. Zabeel on the outside, and Stylish Century fight it out from Key Dancer and Great and Gambler. Zabeel going a bit the better and punched out by Michael Clark. Zabeel had in Double Gin, Great and Gambler. Zabeel takes the lead as they turn over Stylish Century. A gap then to Great and Gambler and Key Dancer. Zabeel on the outside, and Stylish Century fight it out from Key Dancer and Great and Gambler. Zabeel going a bit the better and punched out by Michael Clark. Zabeel has just won from Stylish Century.
Following their titanic battle down the length of the Moonee Valley Straight, Stylish Century's rider Kevin Moses lodged a protest. After a long hearing, stewards dismissed the protest and the colts headed to Sydney with a score 2-1 in Zabeel's favour.
Placing de Vaux in the Australian Cup, Better Loosen Up headed north in search of further Group 1 success, and he found it in the Sydeston Stakes.
Loosen Up in front of 3 horses, but away goes Vo Rogue down the back. At the 1200 mark, Cyril Small has let the champ go, and Vo Rogue is 12 lengths in front of Horlicks, who's got the unenviable task of taking the field up to the leader. Stella and Chalet are on the outside, is last at the 800 mark, and it's the Vo. Vo Rogue is still about 10 lengths in front. Horlicks is second, King's High third. Corkage on the outside as they come down the side, followed by Riverina Charm, Red Chiffon. Out deep is Dr. Grace at the 600 mark, a gap to superimpose Sydeston. Then Palace Revolt, Better Loosen Up, Chalet and Interstellar is last. They're starting to peg Vo Rogue back as they come around the turn. He's straightened up 2 lengths in front. Here's Horlicks. Horlicks is quickly looming up to Vo Rogue as they turn for home. King's High in third place, followed by Riverina Charm. And Dr. Grace on the outside is putting in a big run, and going with him is Sydeston. Horlicks flat to the boards in front at the 200. Dr. Grace and Sydeston are challenging, and Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside. Sydeston and Better Loosen Up have come away. They're fighting it out. Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside is drawing clear, and Better Loosen Up wins the Sydeston. Sydeston second, superimposed third, fourth Dr. Grace, fifth Horlicks, sixth is Interstellar. Horlicks flat to the boards in front of the 200. Dr. Grace and Sydeston are challenging, and Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside. Sydeston and Better Loosen Up have come away. They're fighting it out. Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside is drawing clear, and Better Loosen Up wins the Sydeston. Sydeston second, superimposed third, fourth Dr. Grace, fifth Horlicks, sixth is Interstellar. Vo Rogue weakened to run in the middle of the pack, followed by Up have come away. They're fighting it out. Better Loosen Up on the extreme outside is drawing clear, and Better Loosen Up wins the Sydeston.
Better Loosen Up's 4 Group 1 wins made him one of the stars of the season. His win in the Sydeston boosted his stake earnings to just under $1.2 million. A tally.
With Tristanagh sidelined through injury, a Little Kiss staked her claim to being Australia's best 3-year-old filly.
Treasures and Sinead as they turn the corner into the straight. Domino going strongly. Kensington Gardens looming into second place, looking a danger. Then Belle Chanson followed by Tramoria, and Ochiltree is only plodding as they come to the 200 mark, where Kensington Gardens has headed Domino. Kensington Gardens right out in the middle is just the leader. Domino won't give up. A Little Kiss is starting to charge home in the last bit. Kensington Gardens in front. Look at a Little Kiss. It's coming through between the 2 leaders and coming home brilliantly, and a Little Kiss did far the best in the last bit to get up and beat Kensington Gardens in the Storm Queen.
And remember the flying filly from the west? Well, at her first start in the east, she won the Sweet Embrace Stakes. On the strength of her proven wet track form, she started favourite for one of the racing world's richest 2-year-old events, the Tooheys Golden Slipper.
Beginning 600 out. Our Horizon on the outside is just shading With Me in third place. Wrap around followed by Temperate King out wide, and then Road Song close enough if good enough. Paklani flat to the boards as they turn for home. Further back then is Canny Lad as they straighten up, followed by All Ranch, and Triscay is pushed right off the track on the corner. Into the straight With Me and Our Horizon. With Me appears to be a narrow leader. In third place Paklani under the whip running on gamely, followed by Canny Lad, and further back Luso inside the 200 mark. With Me is the leader. Canny Lad getting through on the inside of the filly, and they're clear of Paklani. With Me just in front. Canny Lad, the colt, is driving through on the inside. He's coming home the better, and it's another Golden Slipper to Shane Dye. The Victorian Canny Lad draws away to beat With Me. Paklani third.
Canny Lad's slipper victory was all courage and class. And for jockey Shane Dye, it was back-to-back wins in the great race. Trainer Rick through Bletchingley, who now joins his sire Biscay with 2 Golden Slipper winners.
They're off in the BMW International. Horlicks on the ends high, and 500 out. Dr. Grace just led. Savage Toss and Lord Highbrow. Mountain Kingdom behind those. Flying Luskin under pressure. Right around the outside, King's High and Better Loosen Up is widest of all on the turn into the straight. And Horlicks behind a wall of horses as they turn the corner. In the straight, 300 out. Dr. Grace tackled left, right and centre by Savage Toss and Lord Highbrow. His Sydeston bursting through, and further out King's High and Better Loosen Up, but Sydeston burst to the lead, 150 out. Mick Dittman goes for home in the BMW, and Sydeston is leaving them in the last little bit. He's racing right away, and he's going to bolt in. Sydeston wins the BMW over Lord Highbrow. Third's close, Mountain Kingdom and Horlicks wide out, and then Dr. Grace, who weakened in the last bit, followed by Better Loosen Up, King's High. Further back is Savage Toss, and then Flying Luskin, Highland Chieftain, and tailed right off is Interstellar. The winner is Sydeston, beautifully ridden by Mick Dittman, who got a lucky split between the leaders. Coming to the 200 mark, Sydeston burst to the lead and left them standing and raced away to win as he liked. Number 9, Sydeston, Mick Dittman, to pay tote odds of $5.40 and $1.50.
The Australian Jockey Club's Derby attracted an outstanding field of 3-year-olds. And with Stylish Century in the race, the Derby was always going to be a true test of stamina.
Into the straight, Stylish Century, well clear, coming over the rise, led by 4 lengths on Castletown. Dr. Grace running on gamely, and then Zabeel and Solar Circle to the 200 mark. Stylish Century, the leader. Here's the danger. Dr. Grace on the outside, going after Stylish Century. Stylish Century still in front. Dr. Grace, inch by inches, wearing him down. Dr. Grace grabs the lead from Stylish Century. Jimmy Cassidy goes for home, and Dr. Grace comes away to win the Derby. Dr. Grace beats Stylish Century. Third, Solar Circle.
The authoritative win by Dr. Grace in the Tui's AJC Derby increased Sir Tristram's world record for individual Group 1 winners sired to 34.
Loosen Up and Vo Rogue in the Ore, the Blamey and the Australian Cup before heading to Sydney for an appointment with history. Rain forced him out of the BMW, his main mission, and into the Doncaster. Or was it destiny?
On top of the gates, and they steady. They're off and running. Ground at that point came Lig on Arms, Our Grey Invader, followed by Rajamar, and Superimposes last as they come to the crossing at the travelling wide. Further back is Groucho on the inside of Shaftesbury Avenue, followed by Our Westminster, Our Poverty Bay deep. At the head of the others, Windsor's Powell, followed by Our Krona, Don't Play, Happy Sailing, well back, and then Our Grey Invader, Stargazer, Superimpose, Memphis Blues, Eastern Classic, Lig on Arms, and that's the order as they come around the turn, and back with the tail enders, Rajamar. Into the straight, Wong is just the leader over last year's winner, Marimbula Bay. Shaftesbury Avenue third, and then Spot the Rock and Comrade, who made the bend very wide, followed on the fence by Groucho, and then Our very wide, followed on the fence by Groucho, and then Our Krona, followed by Happy Sailing, Our Poverty Bay as they top the rise, where Shaftesbury Avenue shot clear. Look at Our Grey Invader. Our Grey Invader coming from near last has run into second place, is coming after Shaftesbury Avenue, and Superimposes jumping out of the ground. Superimposes rapidly overhauling Shaftesbury Avenue. Shaftesbury Avenue still in front. Superimpose wide out, lunged and got up to win the Doncaster. He's come from near Invader. Our Grey Invader coming from near last has run into second place, is coming after Shaftesbury Avenue, and Superimposes jumping out of the ground. Superimposes rapidly overhauling Shaftesbury Avenue. Shaftesbury Avenue still in front. Superimpose wide out, lunged and got up to win the Doncaster. He's come from near last. Superimpose beats Shaftesbury Avenue. Third, Our Grey Invader, who died on his run. Happy Sailing fourth, followed by Rajamar.
Half an hour after the race, we were celebrating up in the bar, and they just poured. And I mean, if the race had been run half an hour later, he wouldn't have won it.
Just as taking.
If ever a horse deserved to win a Group 1 race, it's Superimpose. Carrying top weight and starting from the widest barrier, the son of Imposing went around every horse in the field for an impressive win. The Lee Friedman trained 5-year-old lifted his stake earnings to $1.75 million.
Then I'll end.
And in the autumn, Potrero won his second Group 1 race of the season.
They come to the 600 mark. Good old Ted in the middle of the track just led West Dancer 3 away, led by McKechnie and Potrero as they turn the corner into the straight in the Victorian. Good old Ted about 8 off the fence, led clearly over the rise from Select Prince, hard up against the inside rail. Here's the point in third place, followed by Alpine Flyer. Potrero next, and then McKechnie and Autumn Dew going up and down in the one spot. Good old Ted joined on the inside by Select Prince. Look at Potrero. Potrero is going to fly in a moment. He's smothering the 2 leaders, Potrero and Jay Cassidy, down the outside 100 miles an hour, and Potrero wins the Galaxy, sprinting away from Select Prince. Third, Good old
Resuming
Ted,
from the spell, Potrero's customary...
Potrero next, and then McKechnie and Autumn Dew going up and down in the one spot. Good old Ted joined on the inside by Select Prince. Look at Potrero. Potrero is going to fly in a moment. He's smothering the 2 leaders, Potrero and Jay Cassidy, down the outside 100 miles an hour, and Potrero wins the Galaxy, sprinting away from Select Prince. Third, Good old
Resuming
Ted,
from the spell, Potrero's customary lack of early speed didn't stop him from producing a powerful finishing burst. The son of
Close Mountain Kingdom and Horlicks wide out.
Sydeston made it 2 Group 1 wins at weight for age in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes.
Card Shark under heavy pressure. Now Dittman electing to stay near the fence on Sydeston as they come around the corner where Better Loosen Up went to the lead narrowly over Rajamar. Sydeston is getting to third. Red Chiffon gave up quickly, and then Card Shark as they come over the rise. Better Loosen Up about 8 off the fence, just led Rajamar. Sydeston will have to get a move on now as they come to the 200 where Better Loosen Up wide out is in front. Here comes Sydeston. Sydeston on the inside of Better Loosen Up has got him covered, I think. Sydeston has raced through on the inside to head Better Loosen Up in the shadows of the post, and the Sydney Cup favourite is drawing away in the last bit, and he's going to win easily. Sydeston by about 3/4 on the line to Better Loosen Up with Rajamar third.
In addition to 2 weight for age wins, Sydeston won the Moonee Valley and Sandown Cups. He's by far the best.
Past the 400 mark and Whist again headed late Jester. Centro and Let's Hurry further out. Cassidy looking over the shoulder for Triscay, and she's right there, Jim, as they come to the 200 mark. Whisk is the leader. Let's Hurry running a big race. Centro can't go on. Triscay taking a while to wind up. Whisk is in front from Let's Hurry. Triscay is now charging at them on the outside. Whisk in front. Triscay. Somalia bursting through in the middle. What a finish, I think, Triscay.
Triscay's last stride victory was a true indication of the filly's determination to win. Triscay is owned by Mr.
We cross to New Zealand for the Swettenham Stud Sires Produce Stakes.
Up to the turn and the side, Produce play on travelling, putting his Lycra coming into it quickly, followed in by Milton Magic, then Ebri, and down the outside comes Indian King. Oh, Lycra's strode to the lead now, 200 left to go, and it's left them to it. Here's Milton Magic unwinding, followed by Ebri, and down the outside Indian Kingdom. It's all over. Lycra Street of the opposition. Indian Kingdom and Milton Magic. Lycra won it second. Indian Kingdom, I think, for Milton.
Lycra did not give her opposition a look in at Palmerston, and the filly again proved too classy at Ellerslie.
Into the straight, 400 to go and getting a bar. Gee, this is good. Lycra's torched round the outside and led easily at the 300 metres after being off the track throughout. It's on its own, Lycra. In second place then is High Octane and running on a little late, Sure Cut, but it's a one-horse go at the 200 metres. Lycra by 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you like, it's going to win by. Out wide is Sure Cut's battling for the Miners and battling on Touch Judge. Very, very impressive. Lycra's won it easing down. Second, Sure Cut. Third at the line. Here's a good go. Very close third.
A well-named filly, Lycra is from the first crop of the Nijinsky stallion Tights. Following
after third placing in the BMW International, Horlicks returned to New Zealand to run in the TV New Zealand Stakes.
Race for home, 400 metres out. Catering King taken now by Mickey's Town. Horlicks trying to get a run between the two. So about 3 back to Regal City. Further back, Mr. Brooker at the 300 metres. Lani says, go girl, and she's taken the lead. Horlicks from Mickey's Town, then Catering King, Regal City at the 200 metres. And it's Horlicks in front. She's home, James, at the 150 from Mickey's Town. A late run, Mr. Brooker. But Horlicks, that's why she's a champion. She's bolted in. Second over Mickey's Town has just lasted from...
What a fantastic season it was for Horlicks. 4 Group 1 victories in 3 countries. A world record
to win South Australia's Premier Sprint, the Goodwood Handicap.
Cameronic had to check around the outside. Melody hit. Beau George will need a big bit of luck from there. He's about 4th last, foot at last back there with him. So is Confucius Flyer. One of the last 10 Woodmen, and also well back was Dirty Ore. On the turn they swing 400 to go and crush the leader from Plush Embassy, Calgaran Town. Courts are under the whip, out wide runs on with it. Power Prince, Dancer's Choice ahead of the pair. Then Prince Anton starting to shoulder into the clear, but Crush has stolen a break at the 200. He's a couple clear. Beau George is now starting to motor. Here comes Beau George with Dancer's Choice, Plush Embassy and Crush. Beau George has run right over the top of them. He's hanging in, but he'll win. Beau George by George has won the good...
Great run down the outside by Beau George to win at 5-1, ahead of Crush at 33-1.
George has won the Goodwood.
Greg Hall produced another confident ride to land Beau George the winner. The 6-year-old son of John George gave local trainer David Belfer his biggest success to date.
For our next major cup event, we cross to Adelaide. As if his final year of training was following a script, Colin Hayes obliged with the winner.
And the public favourite, Double Gin, shows the way. 600 to run, the crowd favourite, they love him. He's a length and a half to Water Boatman. Ideal Sentiment is back 2 out wide now by Grosvenor Hall, and Master Eclipse is winding up. Water Boatman's after Double Gin. Double Gin the leader, Water Boatman comes after it quickly now. They're followed by Master Eclipse Reputed, battling away as his arm, but Water Boatman goes to Double Gin. Double Gin, he's fighting back, fight son. He fights back, Double Gin. Water Boatman
Boatman got him. Water Boatman, Double Gin, dead heat again. Comes after it quickly now. They're followed by Master Eclipse Reputed. Battling away as his arm, but Water Boatman goes to Double Gin. Double Gin, he's fighting back. Fight, son. He fights back, Double Gin. Water Boatman got him. Water Boatman, Double Gin, dead heat again. I can't split these either. Double Gin or Water Boatman, what a fantastic day's racing.
An incredible win. A short half head was all that separated Water Boatman from Double Gin. Ideal Sentiment ran third, but the moment belonged to C.S. Hayes, and it wasn't lost on an elated jockey, Peter Hutchinson.
We've had a marvellous year so far, and to top it off with the Adelaide Cup, you couldn't ask for anything better.
And the last word to the maestro, the ever-popular Colin Hayes, bringing down the curtain on a wonderful career with his 4th Adelaide Cup.
Oh, it's a tremendous thrill, really. You know, it's a fairy tale ending for me. I think that it's a very magic moment.
4 Adelaide Cups for Colin Hayes, and what about Peter Hutchinson, the trainer? His dad, Ron, famous jockey, also won the Adelaide Cup.
Of training, Colin Hayes continued to create new records. Water Boatman's narrow win was Group 1 success number 13 for the champion trainer. For winning jockey...
It seems that every time Double Gin races in Adelaide, he provides us with a nail-biting finish. Yesterday, he was a 5-2 favourite to win the St Ledger. His last 5 runs have produced 4 seconds, the last 2 beaten by a short half head. His owners were desperate for a change of luck.
Homeward bound Double Gin headed now by Volcanic Ruler the outside, 3 or 4 lengths to Doc Savage. Then Magi Star followed by Northward Blue. Double Gin's not going to give in without a fight. He fights back on the inside of Volcanic Ruler. 3 or 4 lengths to Doc Savage. Oh, it's going to be another photo. I don't think I can go through this. Double Gin and on the outside Volcanic Ruler. Stick your nose out, Double Gin. He did. He's won it. God, he's got home at last. Double Gin's won ahead on the line to Volcanic Ruler. Strike me, I've done all the riding myself. Third placing, 5 away to Doc Savage.
Double Gin did get the prize and did so in record time, but not before withstanding a protest from the rider of second place, Volcanic Ruler.
What an excellent call there from Ron Pepps. Double Gin, a brave horse, a bit like Vo Rogue, not quite the same class, but he can really fight off a challenge.
Ruler second at 20-1, followed by Doc Savage at 12. In Queensland at Doomben with race 3, the $100,000 Doomben Classic. The track was dead and the favourite started Century at 7-4.
As they flatten for the run home, 350 metres to go. Starty Century went a little wide on the turn into the straight, and he's gone for him full bore. He's a half length in front of Miss Yavana. Rough Habit on the outside. A little kiss is getting up on the rails. He's flat out now on Starty Century. He's kicking on the outside. Rough Habit driving at him, then a little kiss. Starty Century's not going to give in without a fight. Rough Habit coming at him the last little bit. They hit it.
A good win to Starless Century following his gallant second place to Dr. Grace in the AJC Derby. New Zealand horse Rough Habit second at 4.
Racing year, we now trek north to Queensland. First up, it's the Castlemaine 10,000.
Into the home straight, 350 metres to go. Gladful swept up on the outside of Vic Edgebar and ran to the front. Comrades getting a beautiful run on the inside. Festal now pulled out. Heads of State still there, and Gypsy Rogue on the extreme outside. Prince of Trialia trying to burst through. Now he gets the split, and Prince of Trialia's gone to them. Look at Planet Ruler. Planet Ruler flying on the inside. Prince Trialia in front. Planet Ruler can't catch him. Comrades getting a beautiful run on the inside. Festal now pulled out. Heads of State still there, and Gypsy Rogue on the extreme outside. Prince of Trialia trying to burst through. Now he gets the split, and Prince of Trialia's gone to them. Look at Planet Ruler. Planet Ruler flying on the inside. Prince Trialia in front. Planet Ruler can't catch him. Won the 10,000 and beat Planet Ruler. Third boasting than Gypsy Rogue, followed in by Festal. The next one home, Gladful, Vic Edgebar stop. Count on Ray next. Shaftesbury Avenue, well...
Alia getting home over more fancied rivals at 20-1. A great second place to Planet Ruler at 8-1, with number 4 boasting third at 25-1. Now to...
Locally trained Prince Trialia defied the classy interstate opposition to record the biggest win...
Filly just a few hours prior to the race.
400 metres to go. Pride of Carrier in front. Not for long. Here comes Lycra. Lycra's moved up on the outside, and she's poked her nose in front of Pride of Carrier. Dancer's Joy third on the inside. Then King Rautire, Marine Drive making up plenty of ground. Inside the 200, Lycra's the leader. He slaps her up a little bit. He's got her under the whip, and she's clear. She's 2 in front. On the extreme outside, the Guida's flying home now. The Guida going home right over the top of her. The Guida beat Lycra.
The Guida...
Plenty of ground. Inside the 200, Lycra's the leader. He slaps her up a little
little bit. He's got her under the whip and she's clear. She's 2 in front. On the extreme outside, the Guida's flying home now. The Guida going home right over the top of her. The Guida beat like.
A great finish down the outside by the Guida at 7-2 to pip the favourite number 15 Lycra at 2-1. Third place to
Queensland Oaks. A Little Kiss made the trip north in an effort to win her first Oaks at a second Group 1 event.
They come around the home turn, 450 metres to go. Tristanagh in front. Pharos Queen is up the rails at exactly the right time. She's coming after the leader. Jewel Treasures is a length away third. Gamine under pressure. Bassie's Pride, and now a Little Kiss is pulled to the extreme outside. Dittman really starting to wind her up. She's after this leader, Tristanagh. Boy, look at her go. Mick's gone for the whip on her, and a Little Kiss exploded away from them. Little Kiss a length and a half in front of Tristanagh, then Silver Eskimo, but a great performance, and a Little Kiss.
Kiss home at 7-2 ahead of number 18 Silver Eskimo at 16-1. Number 8 Gamine the favourite at 3-1 coming in third.
Shazora's moved up to head him off, and Shazora's exploded away from them. Starty Century under pressure. Now Dr. Grace getting into the clear, coming after Shazora. Go Timmy's boxing on gamely. King Aussie on the outside. Shazora in front, 200 metres to go. Dr. Grace can't get her at the moment. Shazora a length and a half in front of Dr. Grace. Chill Factor flying home at the end. Shazora's in front, drawing to the line, and Shazora beat Chill Factor. Dr. Grace third.
Shazora grabbed Stylish Century at the top of the straight and held on to beat the fast finishing Chill Factor with the margins 1 1/4 lengths by a long neck.
3-year-old Classic, we head north to Queensland for the QTC Derby. The Classic attracted a good field of colts, including the AJC Derby winner Dr. Grace and the New Zealand Derby victor Castletown.
Well, in the straight, 350 metres to go. Ray's Hope burst up on the outside, ran to the front from Rough Habit. They're clear of Castletown, Dr. Grace, and then Stargazer and Silver Eskimo. Rough Habit, he's kicked again on the inside. 150 to go. Rough Habit drew away from Ray's Hope. He's a length in front of Ray's Hope. Castletown into third place. It's going to be an all-Kiwi finish, and Rough Habit's going to win the Derby. Rough Habit first, Ray's Hope second, Castletown third. Then
Rough Habit ploughed his way through the mud to record the slowest winning time in the Derby since the introduction of metrics. Rough Habit's trainer John Wheeler is well remembered in Australia through the deeds of our poetic prince.
One race of the season for 2-year-olds is the Castlemaine Stakes.
In the straight now, 400 metres to go. Durbridge in front of Dancer's Joy. He said go on Lycra, and she sprinted to the lead on the outside. And here comes Chime Zam. He's joining in with a great run on the outside, and he exploded away from them. 250 metres to go. Chime Zam scooted clear, 3 in front. Marine Drive on the outside. The Guida, Shot of Comfort making up ground, but Chime Zam is clear with 100 metres to go. Marine Drive into second place, and then Derrico. Chime Zam in front, drawing to the line. Chime Zam beat Marine Drive.
Chime Zam ploughed through the mud to record a solid win. He's from the first crop of Chime Square, but no doubt gains much of his stamina through his dam sire, Zamazan.
Up 450 metres to go. Monius goes the leader. On the outside, Prototype, and now King Aussie popped the big question. He's moved up to them, and Shazora's going with King Aussie. Regal Chella closer to the inside. 250 metres to go. Shazora's gone to King Aussie, and she's hit the front. At the 200, Shazora shot away from King Aussie, then Regal Chella. Lord Highbrow now into third place, but look at her go, Shazora. She's putting a gap in them the last little bit, and Shazora's going to win the cup. She's won it by 4 lengths. Lord Highbrow second, King Aussie third, then
Shazora defied her critics who doubted her 2-mile ability to beat Lord Highbrow, who was second last year as well, with the Sydney Cup winner King.
The Brisbane Cup proved to be a real test of stamina in the heavy conditions. Shazora is a daughter of the Tom Fool stallion Tom Shoe, and was ridden by Shane Dye, who made it 8 Group 1 wins for the season.
Tribute on Tuesday night by naming Almaarad, this is the Racing Writers of Australia, the Horse of the Year. It's the first time, actually, a horse trained by Colin Hayes has been awarded this honour. The horse certainly deserved it. He won 3 Group 1 races during the Spring Carnival. Colin got hold of the horse after he had been injured in Sydney, and he really got the best out of him, particularly on Cox Plate. A terrific ran fast time in winning. But Almaarad, 4 starts for Colin Hayes, 3 wins in Group 1 events. Let's have a look at the premierships, because the season has just closed and you'll see the effect that Colin Hayes has on Australian racing. He won his 13th Victorian premiership along with his great rider Michael Clark. I think that's Michael's 4th in succession. In New South Wales, Bart Cummings to be congratulated. He's had a difficult year, Bart, but he becomes the first trainer to win premierships in New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. Mick, the leading jockey. In South And you'll see the effect that Colin Hayes has on Australian racing. He won his 13th Victorian Premiership along with his great rider Michael Clark. I think that's Michael's 4th in succession. In New South Wales, Bart Cummings to be congratulated. He's had a difficult year, Bart, but he becomes the first trainer to win premierships in New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. Mick Dipman, the leading jockey. In South